All right. Mm. All right. We are actually. Let's see. Where are we in this game? So we're actually done with the first feast, and so far we have nothing really going on. We don't know who's who. We got one person saying that they are the snake, which means A, they're a target, and B, they are sus to all hell. Because A, you do not, in any game, say that you have the ability to figure out who the murderer is. So, as far as characters go, let's see here. Gallery. As far as characters go, I wish I had a more detailed view of the characters. Oh well. So, as far as I'm going, I'm really sussing on that guy. Do I think he's a wolf? Probably not. I think he may be a guardian, but probably not the guardian he says he is. If anything, I'd say he's one of the twin monkeys. Because another guy could just say he's the crow and working with the guy. And the only people that would actually figure that out would be the actual crow and snake. But they can't reveal that without playing their hand and identifying themselves. As far as wolves go, because let's see here. On the title here, look at this. We got three little medallions. I'm thinking that there are three wolves. They say that there's at least two. I'm thinking that there's three. They could just be a complete red herring and they just wanted, some little symmetry there, but it's possible that there could be a third wolf. So, the three wolves. The guy is not who he says he is, but I don't think he's a wolf either. As for everybody else, no clue. All right. Anyway, this place was basically abandoned. I couldn't expect any outside help. And everyone here believed they couldn't escape the place due to supernatural reasons. What were my options here? Leave. As if that was an option. Let's see what happens. It's probably best just to leave before I got too deep into this and while it was still bright out. Being left out of the feast hardly guaranteed my safety. I couldn't expect anyone to lead me out, but dropping dead in the middle of nowhere seemed better than getting eaten alive here. After making my decision, wrapped up my conversation with Chiemi, and we returned to our room. I should really be writing these things down. I'm gonna actually try to be smart here and write down a list. Give me a second. I got a notebook here somewhere. Should have been prepared for this right off the bat. Alright, so. So, we have Chiemi. We have Chiemi. Okay, if the pen would write. I said if this pen would write. This pen's basically dead. I got a pen here somewhere. Give me a second. Old reliable Pilot G2 pens. Never fail. Alright. Jimmy? Jimmy. She was the college. Girl saved us. Saved us. As saved us. Okay. She gave me some cup of ramen. It looked like she wouldn't tell me why she hadn't let me eat the dining hall's food until I asked. Didn't want to go any deeper into this than I already said I was, so I didn't ask. During lunch, Jimmy went to the bathroom. That was my chance. Took a notepad, quickly wrote "Sorry, I'm leaving" on it, took my stuff, and left the room. Here we go. Using the mist to my advantage, past the inhabitants and head towards the upper parts of the settlement. Alright, got to the entrance of the mountain path. The road was unpaved and sided by two giant boulders reminiscent of a torii without a top. See why everyone was afraid to go beyond this point. The human mountain forest looked both gloomy and scary. Walking further seemed far less risky than staying in the settlement. I walked ahead and soon had to stop. The road was ruined. A car would have been useless here, so this was why Mamiya-san and Hashimoto-san couldn't leave yesterday and had to spend the night in the van. I'm not going to write their names because they were the victims. Well, I might as well write victim on both of them just because. Okay. So I don't get confused. Victims. Okay. Mamiya. Hashimoto. Hashimoto. And that list is just gonna grow as we get along. However, I wasn't exactly heavy, so getting past this was easy. I had no idea why obstacles like this were enough to hold back video game characters. You could easily walk around it. Holy shit. Though, they could have it worse. There was that one game where there was both an obstacle and an impassable cliff like mist. Anyway, kept on walking. Most of the ground were covered with dead leaves, ferns, and moss, making it really slippery. I supported myself by holding on to nearby saplings, but I ended up breaking a few branches. This mountain seemed completely untouched. Fujiyoshi's people clearly didn't do any forestry. Uh-oh. Came across a very steep slope. Climbing up was impossible. I come this far avoiding slopes and following the road. But before I knew it, I'd lost sight of the road. Wasn't all that smart, but I decided to keep going up. Logic told me that I'd be closer to Kemu Fujiyoshi the higher I got. Seriously, what was up with this mist? And that it... No! I don't need this. I don't need this right now. Gone. Alright. Couldn't see anything ahead of or behind me. Felt like I was swimming through rice water. Or perhaps milk. Milk jelly. Seemed like it was heavier than air and too dense to breathe in. Felt like it would congeal around me the moment I stopped moving. What was I thinking? This was reality and this was just a mist. Yeah, well, you've seen a few things that you shouldn't have. Walked up the desolate slope. And kept walking. I had to constantly remind myself that this was just a mist and this was nothing but reality. I had no idea what happened in the end. Dead. Bad ending number 4. Escape is impossible. Watch the hint corner? No. I wanted... Guess it was just a dream, right? Do better next time. 1 sheep, 2 sheep. Sorry, I wanted the ending number 4. Okay. It's already back up there. Yeah, we're not doing that. Alright. Leave. We're not leaving this time. Couldn't expect any outside help. Yep. We're staying. We have no choice. Being left out of the forest hardly guaranteed my safety. Obviously, escape was the ideal choice, but at this point I didn't see anyone guiding me out. All I had to look forward to was either dropping dead somewhere in the mountains or becoming a snack in this village. First seemed way more attractive, but unfortunately I had gotten attached to the people here. Abandoning them would at least make it hard for me to sleep at night. That's why running away wasn't an option for me. I'll go ahead and ask, why aren't you letting me eat Yasumizu's stuff? What is this foreshadowing? You noticed. Okay. Haraki is us. Yeah, I figured I should clear up anything shady before it comes back to bite me. It's scary. You got me, but really, this is just some insurance. A little medicine for the mind. Oh? Tell me more. You know how it can be, right? You eat something from a strange place, and next thing you know, you turn into a pig and can't run away? What? Is this hell or something? I'd seen that anime on DVD, by the way. Which way to the bathhouse? I can't say it isn't. She seemed like serious overthinking to me, if not just serious superstition. How long will this last? I brought a ton of food from the outside, so you should be fine for a while. Cup ramen, huh? I did appreciate it, but I have mixed feelings on living like it was the apocalypse over a local superstition. Anyway, went to Yami's room, gave me some cup ramen, we agreed I'd pay for it after all this was over. I actually skipped 2 meals, so I was a little hungry, but I was used to skipping meals to cut costs, so that wasn't a problem. Yeah, I joined the club. I wanted to relax and think things over, but Yami was curious about the others, so I ended up tagging along. It's probably because I wasn't in position to be by myself. Kaori. Kaori. She's a mother. A mother. Friend's kitchen. Oh, welcome. Are you here for lunch? Nope, we're just here to kill time. Can we sit? Of course. I'll bring you some tea. Can I just have some warm water instead? Oh? But tea is good for you. I'm the type who can't sleep if I drink tea. Oh, I see. Warm water it is, then. I'd have liked if you refused that, too. But you use water from here whenever you make cup ramen, right? Ah. Didn't realize that? Maybe it's safe when you boil it? Could Hell's water really be purified by boiling? Here you go. I must say you're quite unfortunate. Your bike was broken and now you know... Oh, it's nothing compared to everyone else here. If I may ask, does this kind of thing happen often? Is it annual or something? I asked something important like it was no big deal. No, it certainly isn't that common. Personally, this is my first feast. I did hear that people died when the mists appeared before, but that was before most of us were here. As in, they hadn't been ostracized back then? I could ask that, but I probably couldn't dig too deep. So this is a first for many people here, right? Yes, I think so. I see, if that's the case, knowledge of the rules seems strangely well kept. You see what kind of place this is, don't you? There's not much in the way of entertainment here, so the little ones grow up listening to the tales of their elders. Old tales and songs are always passed down and survive a long time. Songs. Song. Maiko is the child who was, Maiko is the child who wandered into the village. Being looked after the other girl. Forgot her name. Whoa! Mysterious Maiko-chan popped up out of nowhere. I learned the song. Oh my, you did? Could you sing it for us? Shania-san's garden, Eden Sar. 1 cake, 2 funky, 3 blow, 4 rider. Cake, funky, blow, and rider. So was it about a guy who had a funky birthday party with cake at the end of the night with a happy note? Melody seemed familiar though. I guess it was too difficult for her. Here we go. She's being looked after by Rikako. Rikako, Uematsu. Keep tabs of the shrine. Shrine and Maiko. Keep tabs of the shrine, Maiko, and she is the cousin of the other guy? Maiko, so this is where you were. Oh, her guardian came soon after. Oh my, I'm sorry. We just had lunch, so the place is a bit of a mess. Kaori humbles herself. Oh no, I'm the one who should apologize. I left Maiko to wander out here. No need for that. It's a difficult time for us all. You're free to come here and relax whenever you like. Very well. Silent thud. And a loud one. The woman just collapsed. Are you okay? Oh dear, are you hurt? Apparently she wasn't trying some unique form of relaxation. She just tripped on the rail for the door. Oh, it hurts. Oh, Rikako is a klutz. That's good to know. I'll just write that down. She put her hands on her throbbing nose and became teary-eyed. The lady's mysterious vibe crumbled in an instant. The woman noticed my surprise and pouted. She might have been more expressive than I'd realized. Please don't look at me like that. I'm sorry. Now that I think about it, it's the first time we talked. You might be right. My apologies. For what? I got you involved in this. Run. Oh yeah, you told me to run away. I saw the evening mists come, but I hoped you could escape. Ah, so that's how it was. A part of me thought you foretold the future or something. Uematsu isn't the Lookout family. Now that sounded significant. Okay. She is not the Lookout family. What does that mean? This isn't something we could share with the outsiders. Crap. Chiemi's lack of reserve made me forget my boundaries here. I'm sorry. You're wearing some strange clothes, so I thought you were a Shinto priestess or something. Oh, I'm not that important. Haruaki-san, don't bother Rikako-san too much. Oh, I didn't mean to. Sorry, Rikako-san. Oh, you just called me by my first name. No, sorry. Chiemi called her that way, so I thought it was okay. Man, this is confusing. I'm not that bothered. I'm sorry about that. Huh? You two are getting along? Ooh. I'd appreciate if you didn't put me in a weird situation. I'm going back. What about you, Maiko? I'll stay a bit longer. I see. Come back before evening. And so she left. She's a bit weird, but still cute, right? She is. She's cute, right? Is she? Which one is it? That's my question. Natural beauties sure have it good. They look young and pretty no matter how old they get. Well, that was some bait. I'll bite. How old is she? I don't know. Pretty sure she's younger than 30, but she's definitely older than me. It's older than I expected. I know, right? She's so little. And do you see that baby face? By the way, is she? Hello? Alright, here we go. Haru's one of the few students. Haru. Female student. Student. just always looked annoyed. We're now joined by the students. Yasunaga. Yasunaga. Son. Your son, student. Mom, can we come in now? Oh, Yasunaga, Haru-chan, welcome. Hey, you. Yep, I'm you, at your service. Are you messing with me? Whew! I was, actually. What was it, Makishima-san? You almost called me Haru-chan, didn't you? We've only just met. You don't do that. That's unreasonable. Calm down. Hysteric heroines aren't popular. Still messing around. Came here to say something to you. Her behavior was pretty unreasonable too, to be honest, but instead of pointing it out, I just corrected my posture and waited to hear what she had to say. Getting too close to Chiene. She's pretty busy, so you should leave her alone and do your own thing. Damn. You were busy? Huh? I wouldn't say so. If she has some free time, she's a lady, so you need to be considerate and keep your distance. It's the mature thing to do. Jesus Christ. Very defensive. Defensive, man. Well, that's true. If you agree, then just go away somewhere. This is why adults are so unfair, filthy, and annoying. Yeah, I'm a filthy old man. Huh? Haru-chan, did you really come with me just to say that? Oh, Mom, I have a message from Takumi. What is it? We'll be going to sleep early for a while, so maybe we should have packed lunches. Oh, that's true. I should already start making the rice. Also, Fushi-Ashi-san, take this. Huh? Me? I was busy deflecting Haru-chan's attacks with my stupidity barrier, so being dragged into the conversation surprised me a bit. He gave me a rather dirty, rusty, cheap-looking cylindrical key. It wasn't even attached to a keychain. It's the key to the dorm. Takumi said he got it from Taiba. So Taiba is one of the elders. Tai elder. As I recognize the names, I'm just writing them down and jotting a few notes about them. Don't remember Takumi at the moment, but Taiba, she's the oldest. She's the female elder. Very traditionalist. Huh? Why did he do that? He said he felt pretty bad at making you sleep outside last night. What a sincere and considerate person. Really is. People like him make living in a place like this far easier. Mom, you really? Oh, the rice. An awkward smile on her face, Kaori-san went back to the kitchen. Sorry you had to see that. Don't worry, I'm just a clueless outsider. Made a blatant lie. Everyone could tell that Kaori and Takumi would make a nice couple. Yeah, Takumi is the... Basically, he's the village handyman. Takumi. Village handyman. Feelings. Or Kaori. There we go. Village handyman. Feelings for Kaori. Oh, I'm talking about Haru-chan too. Hey, stop picking the fight with the outsider. Hey, he's bothering you too, isn't he? Not really. You're the only one really bothered besides the elders. Anyway, if you don't have anything to do with the feast, then just get out. Stop it already. We can't leave if we wanted to. Why? Musashi-san is a victim. Don't be so heartless. What the hell? You're such a dummy. This is such a mess. They had to stop fighting about me. We had an innocent girl here. Also, Chiemi's info was confirmed to be true. Trying to escape seemed dangerous, and recommending it was heartless. Basically, getting out of here was difficult. Made me all the more grateful for the room. I've been so busy trying to understand what was going on in this place I didn't even consider how to deal with this myself. I'd have to thank Takumi. Calm down, you two. Haru-chan, want to play with Chiemi? Play what? Prayer to Shinai. Now? Seriously? I want to show Mako-chan how it's supposed to be done. Bah? That's right, but wow, you really care about stuff like this, huh? Yeah, kinda. Something was about to begin. No longer the center of attention, I began drinking the hot water Kaori-san placed before me. The teacup had a strange symbol enabled at the bottom. It looked like a family crest. Okay, that looks important. Yeah, my drawing skills are not good. To reverse half moons with leaves with 5 leaves. Yeah. Drawing's about as well as I expected it to go. Yeah. That's not gonna be shown, ever. Yasunaga-kun, what does this mean? Oh, that's one of the Kamifushi head family crests. She should just throw it away. Okay, so it's not a good family crest. Gotcha. Miss Harsh told me pretty likely that was the crest of the Higuchi family. The ones who banished them there. Okay. Higuchi family crest. Haru-chan moved to a chair and sat down in front of Chiemi. Can I play the man's role? Sure. Let's go. 1, 2... Shinai-san's guardians are... One snake, 2 monkey, 3 crow, 4 spider. They started playing an action rhyme, much like Ring Around the Rosie or London Bridge is Falling Down. Fully in sync, they clapped, slapped their knees, clapped again, joined hands, etc., all according to the rhythm. And there was no mistaking it. This was actually the song I had heard yesterday morning. 5. Prepare for the feast when the evening mists arrive. 6. The badger runs along late with Nair as a fix. They were doing it pretty quickly, so I couldn't see everything, but it was definitely complex. They even raised fingers that made fist bumps. I was pretty sure I heard that part somewhere. Prepare for the feast when the evening mists arrive. Oh. 7. The corrupt Yomiboto rise to oppose the mountain. Suddenly the song changed in tone. The movement switched up, too. Haru-chan hid her face while Chiemi stood up a bit and grabbed her by the shoulders. 8. Death of the damned Yomibito is the mandate. Similar line, but the roles were switched. 9. 1 soul per day now to bind. which is probably one soul to hang. 10. The mists rise away again if they get it right. They return to the same tone and movements as before, but then at a slightly awkward point, the song suddenly ended. They quickly stood up and... Huh. It's been so long since I did that, I kind of panicked. Apparently they were done. See that, Mako-chan? That's how it's done. Wow, you're so fast I couldn't see it all. Alright, Haru-chan. Teach it to Mako-chan. What? Me? Teach me. Well, alright. Yasukun, there's something I want to talk to you about. Chiami's tone was serious. What is it? Yasunaga instantly understood that it was important, but he seemed to be mindful of me. It's about the feast, I shouldn't be here, right? Sorry. Chiami gave me a meaningful look as I left. She'd probably tell me something the next time we met. I'm heading out then. Very well. You take care now. Kaori-san stuck her head out and said goodbye to me as I left the dining hall. Okay, so... I'm going to write down probably multiple listings as to who I think is what. So I'm going to write down the snake. Snake. Crow. Monkey 1. Monkey 2. Snake, crow, spider. Okay, Takumi says that he's the snake, but I highly doubt that. Takumi. I say he's possibly Monkey 1. That's my prediction. Takumi, put a P as my prediction. Because he will at least have somebody there to confirm with him. That'll be in cahoots with him. But the monkeys are not vindictive. I put together what I learned. The settlement's beliefs, circumstances, and the inhabitants' stances. However, Chiami was really the only one I could directly get info from. I couldn't account for any biases she might have had. The other inhabitants, albeit to varying degrees, didn't trust me. I could probably have decent talks with Yasunaga-kun, but his situation seemed to be similar to Chiami's. I'd like to get info from the elders. Maybe my best option was to somehow join the feast myself. From what Chiami had told me, the feast was a really vile and dangerous tradition. And that didn't change you when you consider the tales that there had to have already been lynchings because of this. Normally, something so brutal would have changed and become some harmless festival by now. How did such a tradition survive in the modern day, despite murder and lynchings being completely illegal? Was this place simply beyond the reach of the law or something? Or it's because I saw God. Or because you actually get cursed if you didn't do what the tales told you to. How stupid. Then again, I couldn't really write it off. My stance on gods and monsters was basically that as long as they could be seen, I was willing to accept their existence. The belief that nothing was beyond the comprehension of modern science was narrow-minded at best. New technology methods could easily reveal things that were previously undetectable. This had happened many times throughout human history. The idea that there were strange animals, ghosts, or aliens that were simply beyond our current ability to perceive was entirely plausible. However, there were disappointing realities too. For example, the original story about something mysterious could have easily been a lie, trick, misunderstanding, or misinformation. Generally speaking, the mysteries of the world all turn out to be one of those. Science disproved things far more often than confirmed them, which was pretty damn boring. Surely even Houdini, famous for exposing mediums and other frauds, wanted to believe in psychic phenomena. He always did. That's why he went out to find real proof and called out the phonies. He'd searched the world in the hopes of meeting a real medium, but each he found proved to be the fake in the end. Well, considering I actually seen something that shouldn't have existed, you could say that was a way more exciting situation than him. Though my life was in danger, so I couldn't really waste time trying to speculate what that thing was. Back to the matters at hand. For now, the most important thing was understanding and surviving the feast. To pull that off, I needed more info. Still haven't heard how today's talk had ended. Based on the mood of the place, no one seemed to have died at least. They died. Shocked, I turned around. Who was this? It was a girl I'd never seen before. They died. Yes, they did. They all died. You will die too, surely. Welcome to Fujiyoshi, you poor man. The girl turned and ran, her skirt swaying behind her. Hold up, Mochi! Mochi. Student. Whoa, how did you know? Who you calling Poop Man? And well, your clothes surprised me, sure, but you should work on your acting skills. Hey, this ain't a costume or anything. Huh? You say you wear that normally? Yep, I'm super poor, so the school uniform was the only thing I could wear. But Taiba never stopped complaining about that. That's why I borrowed Haru-chan's old clothes. They're cute, aren't they? Well, they are, but you're a guy, right? If I didn't know already, I'd have assumed you was a girl. Yep, I have one. You can check when we're pissing together. Oh my god. What a line. I didn't want to see it at all. Good on you. Are you uncomfortable with your gender or something? What? No, I'm a guy. Then why? There's no reason. This is just the way I am. The way you are? I'm an eccentric. There's something wrong with my head, so it's hard for me to get along with normal people. Do I really have to write this down? Okay, where's... Where's women's clothes? Out of necessity and eccentric. Good times. But just say you just like to wear women's clothing. Just own it. Okay? It's alright. But I also can't just do whatever I please, so I end up being a bit weird. So this is simply your nature? Yeah, speaking of nature, if it wasn't cold, I wouldn't mind going around... Oh my god. Wouldn't mind going around naked. So basically, this was a guy with a unique sense of, well, everything. Unless he found something that really clicked, he'd have a hard time living anywhere, even in the city. You have my sympathies. Hey, Yasumi's is actually pretty easy to live in. You should move here. What does that have to do with anything? Living in the city is hard, ain't it? No, it's way more convenient than here. Really? I thought you escaped because something bad happened. Well, I can't deny that. You're a weirdo too, right? That one I can deny. Wait, really? I thought we were birds of a feather. No. Right, old man? Ah. Okay. Old man who cried wolf. That's a fun one. Old man who cried wolf. Crazy. Whoa, there was a weird guy in the bushes. I think Poop Man's a real weirdo. Yeah. No, right? That's what Poop Man is. Now he's gonna call me Poop Man. Thank you. Please don't spread that name. I don't give a damn if you use Fusaisha or Haruraki. Just stop calling me that. Hassan? Hassan. Did I look like a Middle Easterner? I was mildly bothered by the accentuation too, but it was probably avoiding using nicknames that are similar to Haru-chan's name. Well, whatever, that works. Poop Man became Hassan. Never Poop Man to begin with. You're close to the old man? We're fellow crazies. Yes, I can see that. Well, the old man seems to be enjoying this. Join us, Hassan. When the mist clears, we could go steal chickens from Kamafujiyoshi. Why would I do something like that? What are you, Kappas? No. We already know what Kappas do. I've already had my soul sucked out of my ass before. Not good. Why do you like me that much? Well, that might have been a good thing. You seem to be a bit more unique than the other two students. By the way, why aren't you with the other students today? Well, Haru-chan was angry, so I felt like it wasn't going to be fun with her. Why was she angry? Haru-chan likes Yasun. Oh? So she doesn't like that Yasun seems happy about Chiane coming back. Oh boy. Okay. Likes Yasun. Okay. She doesn't like that Yasu seems happy that Chiane coming back. I see, so why was she mad at me? Haru-chan really wants Yasu and Chiane to get together. Well, I sure didn't expect to hear something like that. So she's helping the target of our unrequited love to get his sweetheart? Yep. That's why you barge again and getting along with Chiane messed things up for her. So basically, I accidentally entered a love triangle. Does Chiane-chan know any of this? Pretty sure she does, but she doesn't do anything about it. He has a snowball's chance in hell. Ouch. Man, this kid was harsh. Yeah, that's a brutal one. So yeah, good on you, Hassan. Chiane is yours. Is she now? And wait, are you okay with this? Why are you asking? Well, I haven't been here for long, but from what I've seen, you're wild with most people, but kind of gallant around Haru-chan. Well, you're probably right. She's a childhood friend and a bit of an airhead, so I do worry about her. That's all. That's unexpected. You seem the type to mess with such people. I mess around with you to the very end. I owe a lot to Yasun. Haru-chan is an unfortunate girl. You know what? Asking too much at once isn't good, so I'll have you tell me more some other time. I already said too much, Hassan. What kind of magic did you use on me? He was the one who got blabbing on his own. By the way, you said someone died, did they? Well, I know the journalists did. Yasumizu's people are still alive, but they're all as good as dead. Huh? Why do you think that? Who knows? Not good reasons, but well... When Takumi said he was a snake, I had a bad feeling come over me. Oh, I felt it like I could hear the wolves laughing. Oh boy. I wonder. Wolf, maybe. So, it felt like I could hear the wolves laughing. It could mean you might be the spider. Mochi. That would be my prediction. Okay. Wait, what did you just say? I could hear the wolves laughing before that. Well, Takumi said he was the snake. Takumi is the snake? That's what he said. Get some urgent business, Mochi. Old man, see you both. Huh? The wolf is coming. You knew. Shit, I don't have the time nor the connections. Miro-san. Huh? What? That was Byline. Why is he farming at a time like this? Thank you for the key. Oh, don't mention it, but don't walk around by yourself. Everyone's on edge as is. About that, do you know how many humans the wolves can kill per night? Jimmy went and told you about it, huh? I insisted on it. In fact, you had to have seen that coming when you sent her to meet me. The info I have is still limited, but I'm a bit worried. Sorry to bother you, but can you tell me more? Sorry, I won't cut it. It's a huge bother. I don't want to waste any time on this dumb shit. I have a farm to care for. Thought you and Chiemi would understand, but you're serious about this too? Well, he really didn't seem all that bothered by this, but 2 people already died. What of it? Huh? Listen, people die all the time, and I'm always stuck cleaning it up. What was he talking about? Did you see the aftermath of the landslide uphill? It's been like that ever since the Nosato got to work on the place 8 years ago, and it collapsed. They were too freaked out to even clean it up. I ended up digging out the workers' corpses and burying them. I had no idea that's such a big deal. And there's the idiots from the city coming here just to hang themselves or getting eaten by wild beasts. Me and the old man always had to deal with the mess. It's not rare for the Saranaga to bring us corpses either. I don't know if they're mountain fishes or something, but it's dangerous upstream, damn it. And yet no one cares. I pick them, give them all nameless graves, and leave it at that. Beasts, corpses. You never know what you'll find in the mountains, kid. But this time was in the village. Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I never heard of Asian black bears eating humans, so maybe we got a pack of actual wolves here. You're saying that was done by beasts? And you're saying that was done by humans? What of it? We just have to create a night patrol. Why the hell do we have to kill each other? This person was hard to read. There was no denying he had a good head on his shoulders. He was reasonably skeptical about the unknown. On the other hand, there were some things he put even above rationality. Felt like something you could call Yasumizu's rules, or better yet, fellowship. He looked at the situation from the perspective of, I gotta protect Yasumizu. He did whatever he could with those constraints, but he was in denial about the existence of enemies originating from within. To him, this situation was just a common case of some outsiders died, so what? Or maybe that was what he really wanted to think. It made the situation very bad. But I, being an outsider, couldn't say that. It's true like you say, there's something wrong with anyone believing such superstition. He looked displeased. What was I supposed to do? But I'm curious about what I asked first. Do the legends say that everyone dies the first night, or what? I didn't know how to feel about this. Oh, that won't happen. Wolves can only kill 1 person per night. Okay. That's key. 1 kill per night, 1 hanging per day. One kill per night, 1 hanging per day. Gotcha. Really? But why? What does the legend have to say about it? What did Ba-chan say again? No one can go against the laws of the mountain, not even the Yomotsu Okami-sama. Wolves that return from the Yomi, apparently. Huh, weird. I felt like I'd heard that term before. Still, wasn't it weird that the laws applied to the wolves, too? They were on the Yomibito side, as in those opposing the mountain. And I was pretty sure the law of the mountain said only 1 person could be killed per day, then why did 2 people die? Lynching one during the day was the limit, and killing more than one per night was against the rules. Both would have made you target the corruption. Didn't make much sense to me, but at least I found out that the wolves, too, could only kill one person per night. Okay, just in case. I'm thinking one of the victims might not actually be dead. Question is, which one of them? Sorry for bothering you with weird questions. I'll get out of your way. Oh, right. By the way, if you need an extra pair of hands, just ask. I won't meddle any further than I have to, but you're letting me stay here, so the least I can do is earn my keep. Yeah, sure. His last reply was half-hearted, but at least I got a bit of the rules I was missing. So then why did 2 people die? That is going to bother me to no end. When I came back to the dining hall, I found the students, Chiemi and Yoshisugu. Yoshi. Yasunaga's little brother. Yoshi. Kaori's son. Younger brother to Tsunaga. Okay. It's Poopman, I mean Hassan. Poopman. What? Names still got a chance to spread. That aside, I have to find out what happened at today's feast. Recalling what Mochi told me made this kind of hard. Sorry, but can I borrow Chiemi? Wow, I'm sure popular these days. Why, you can't just take a hint, can you? Haru-chan, let's just help Mom. You say something too. Probably something complicated. I'll be the one who breaks the plates. Haru-chan, you'll be the one who holds them back. Hey, what's going on? Sorry about the commotion. What did you tell Yasunaga? We talked about today's feast. Things aren't looking good. Yeah, I figured there was something like that. Shikamochi told me that Takumi revealed he's the snake. He did. Are there any other snakes? Others? No, there's only one snake. The mountain gave 4 kinds of guardians. The snake could ask the mountain whether one of the participants was a wolf. The monkey was the only one, which there were 2. They had the power to know who the other monkey was. The crow could determine whether the person who was lynched was the previous day was a wolf or not. And the spider could ask a god to protect one of the other participants from the wolf's attacks. Honestly, if the so-called god really had that power, I'd complain to him that he should protect everyone. Sorry, the god said I could only watch over one. As far as I knew, anyone who didn't have a guardian was either a powerless human or a wolf. The humans could kill a person during the day, while the wolves could kill a person during the night. It was a battle for survival. The humans had to do everything to find and kill the wolves. If they couldn't find a single wolf during the feast, the whole event was completely meaningless. The wolves would simply crush the settlement. If you ignore the fact that it's murder, the fact that you didn't choose a wolf suspect today is pretty bad. It's a day wasted, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I told Yasuku. Then there's the fact that the snake outed himself. It's pretty bad. She understood it well. We didn't expect the help of the police to get a forensic investigation, not to mention we were up against supernatural monsters. As things were, the snake's power was the only way to find out who was a wolf or not. In other words, losing the snake would mean losing their most powerful weapon against the wolves. But he should be fine for today. The spider will protect him, Takumi. Will protect Takumi. Huh? Hold on. We also know the spider? No. Yasu suggests that wherever it is, keep a secret so that the wolves didn't find out. Sharp. Kanzo agreed and we went with that. Seems like the right move. Does. Probably should have done the same with the snake. They really should have, but he outed himself before anybody would say shut up about it. It was best to secretly gather info without revealing their guardians. Especially for the snake. Should have kept quiet and used his power to find out as much easily as possible before revealing himself. I knew it was difficult to figure out right away, but the fact that the snake, the most important rule, was the first to be outed was really bad. From my perspective, Takumi had been so focused on protecting Yasumizu himself that he made a terrible mistake. He appeared calm, but I wouldn't have been surprised if he realized this and was actually pretty shaken. What do you think will happen? She asked like she already knew the answer. The spider was told to protect Takumi. The wolves obviously heard that. If they try to go for him, the spider will stop them, right? No idea how, though. Yeah, and with that, they lose one day's worth of murders. Chie may seem to process this as a logic game, too. If I were a wolf, I'd ignore Takumi and go for someone else. You think so, too? Who do you think they'll go for? I don't know. I have no idea what the wolves are prioritizing. If they prefer the blood of women and children, they probably go for the young people. Scary. Don't worry, you're not the youngest girl here. Oh, that's just mean. I'll kill you. It's fine, you're still the prettiest. I'll forgive you, though that still sounds pretty bad. Who knows what they'll do before killing me. I'm sure there are plenty of things I could conceive. Apparently, there was another layer of the worst possible scenario. If they're not killing based on their preferences, then they'll kill someone whose death would shake the villagers. That'd be someone influential or a player who's invaluable to the humans. That would be Kanzo or Yasu. That seemed likely. Yasunaga was the only one who had done something helpful for the villagers this time. He seemed to be the leader of the high schoolers and had a good head on his shoulders. But his ideas required Kanzo Makishima's approval, which made it pretty clear it was a standout. Honestly, I expected him to take more initiative than he had, but the fact that he considered the younger people's opinion showed real leadership skills. Kanzo was the other elder. So, yeah, elder. Elder. I don't think Kanzo's gonna be the next one dead. In any case, he wasn't someone the humans wanted to lose. Oh yeah. Did you decide who Takumi will investigate? Yeah. It's Kiyonosuke. Once I get all this written down, I don't have to worry about so much. Because I'm not going to remember all these players. At least I can look at my notes and be like, oh, who's this? Ah, yes, that person. Alright. Yosuke, Noble. Noble, related to... Rikako. This ties to Rikako. Huh? What's with that choice? What do you mean? He asked for it. We wanted to prioritize those who were the least popular. Make them safer. I wasn't so sure about that choice. Those who were confirmed as non-wolves would have much more freedom to act. At the very least, they wouldn't be suspected as wolves who were just trying to exploit the situation during the feast. Yes, but if he was the wolf, and he said that this person wasn't a wolf, you know... It's a slippery slope. That being the case, shouldn't they have opted to choose a potential leader to investigate? Well, I didn't really know if Kiyonosuke Nosato had the skills, but from what I could tell, he definitely lacked the influence to lead. If they wanted to secure a reliable leader, they should have went for someone like Kanzo. But wait, if the snake's target is killed by the wolves, the snake's power will be wasted, right? The dead can be investigated by the crow, after all. Huh? No, those skeleton are chosen by the wolves, so they're obviously humans. The crow can only investigate those chos they kill during the daily feast. I see. Makes sense. Whatever the case, perhaps investigating Kinosuke wasn't that much of a mistake. Did that mean they were actually doing a decent job? Well, it'd be pretty bad if Kanzo was the one to go. Chiemi looked gloomy. She and I probably felt that was a complete blunder, but still had a bad feeling about it. Yeah, this is going to have bad ramifications. During the feast, everyone had to lock themselves somewhere all alone around every sunset. It's called sheltering. Well, I could understand it considering the legends, but I still wondered why the students didn't go to school. It was a weekday. When I had asked, they told me, why would we leave when it's so dangerous? The idea that they couldn't leave when the mist was here was so popular, it affected their daily lives. Yeah, we tried leaving and it didn't work out for us. Also, the people at Kamafujiyoshi had to know that Yasumizu was covered in mist, right? Considering the school, there probably were a few students to begin with. The non-present 3 from Yasumizu would normally be a serious problem. I knew it was a settlement for the ostracized, but did they really neglect this place that badly? Looking at it from that angle, it was safe to assume that the local villages, Kamafujiyoshi included, actually concealed the feast of the Yomi Purge. That would make sense. I thought about that and similar things in room 203 of the student dorm, the place I was given. Chiemi had given me some cup ramen and hot water. We chatted for a moment about being neighbors for a while, and then she returned to her room. Weird we could be so casual about this, considering there was a chance we wouldn't meet again tomorrow. After dinner, I took a bath. The gas boiler is pretty damn old, so learning how to use it took a while. There's some working electrical outlets too, so I could charge my phone. Didn't have a wristwatch, so that was important. By the way, my room didn't have a kitchen. Pretty sure the other rooms didn't either. From what I could tell, no one here actually cooked or ate at their own homes. They all relied on the dining hall to provide their meals. The settlement had not only a unique culture, but a way of life as well. I couldn't help but wonder how something like this began and survived on the modern era. It was an interesting subject to research, but for now I had to worry about the fact that my life was in danger. Anyway, what were my options now? It wasn't part of the feast, but walking around at night was probably dangerous regardless. After all, I have memories of getting killed doing exactly that. From a logical standpoint, that was probably just a dream, but I had a quality to it that made it hard to believe that it was. I had to be careful until I was certain. Then again, I had a record of surviving by just not making any noise at night. Maybe I should have stayed awake and looked around. Also, Takumi said they were going to have someone keep watch at night, didn't he? Was he going to do it himself? Considering the snake's importance, he shouldn't do something so dangerous, but if he's going to be protected by the spider, that's not going to be a problem at all. Shit, they barely decided anything in the feast. I wasn't getting enough info either. Felt like I barely knew the basics. Talking during the feast meant giving info to the wolves, but if the humans kept too many things hidden, the wolves would end up knowing way more than them. That was just dangerous. Still, there was a limit to what I could do in my situation. If I keep being the messenger I was today, I could create a huge imbalance of info myself. Not to mention I could be deemed suspicious and lose the residents' trust. Shit, what was I supposed to do here? Was it best for me to just stay quiet and wait for the feast to end? That wasn't like me at all. There was a mail slot on the door. I opened up and looked outside. Everything was still covered in mist, so I couldn't see much. I could only see the handrail and the branches going in the hallway. But maybe I could see some intruder if I kept staring. Not likely. After all, this was the room at the end of the second floor. Haru-chan and Chiemi's rooms were close to the stairs, so I couldn't see anyone going to attack them. The only time I could see the monster would be when it was coming for me. Maybe keeping watch like this was the most important thing if I wanted to stay alive, but I found it hard to put my own life in the priority list. For some reason, I felt like if I died, I'd just go back to the starting point. I wonder what... Yeah, it's like you're in a game. Yeah, I better not think like that. Anyway, I had to stay awake. Still, many things to worry and think about. Alright. Made it to Wednesday. Anyone dead? What? As I woke up and tried to move, my head rubbed against something tough and then smacked it in the doorknob. I writhed in pain. What was going on? Did I fall asleep against the door? Was I more tired than I thought? Thought I didn't die and all, but this was a failure in my eyes. Sleeping in an unnatural position made my whole body hurt. Wobbled over to my fully charged phone. It was 6 o'clock. That was early morning for me. I'd have loved to just go back to sleep, but I was too curious about the feast. After washing my face with hot water and putting on my shoes, I decided to take a peek through the mail slot. Outside, I saw Chimmy standing there with a knife in hand. Just a red herring. I reflexively stepped back, tripped, and fell on my ass. The hell was that? There was a woman standing before my room with a weapon. I'd only caught a glimpse, but that was enough to conclude that I was dealing with a scene straight out of a horror movie. Bum 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 bum. What could have prompted this? Did she suspect I was a wolf? Or was she a wolf herself? She knocked on the door, making me squeal a bit. Haruki! Haruki, are you awake? Would she kill me if I replied? Wake up! I need a hand checking on everyone. By the way, I'm armed, but it's just for self-defense. Say that sooner, damn it! Oh, so you are awake. Don't worry, I just put the weapon away. I hesitantly peeked through the mail slot and saw her hopping around, showing me her empty hands. After meeting up with Chiemi, we went around the dorm and woke up the students. All of them were alright. While they got ready, we went to the Nosato mansion, just because it was close. Yasumizu was still misty and unpleasantly silent. Walked carefully, just like yesterday morning. I couldn't write off the possibility that a werewolf would jump out of the mist and tear me apart. It'd be over for me. I was walking ahead, dragging Chiemi by the hand, careful about where I was going. If something happened, I got eaten or something, Chiemi would either fight back or run away. Is someone there? It's Nosato. Oh, Nosato-san. It's Fusaishi and Chiemi. Where? Oh, there. We appeared through the mist and a gloomy frown appeared. Hey there. Looks like the mansion was safe. Of course. It's old but well protected. Dying monsters can make it in, surely. Oh, I highly doubt that. I see that we can all take shelter inside? Why should I let you? This is Yasumizu's problem, not mine. I see, good point. Then we'll just get moving and solve the problem, I guess. Huh? Wait, it's dangerous. We need to be in groups. Really? I was beginning to think this guy was best described as all bark and no bite. Though prideful and vain, he wasn't as smart as he claimed to be, as shown by his inability to take charge of the feast. Also, his fussy attitude was probably just him making up for his fear. It was entirely possible he was just putting on an air that the mystery of Yasumizu, or rather Fujiyoshi, was actually scaring him. Anyway, we went downhill to meet up with the students. Even a familiar road can be scary. Yeah, mists are sure weird. I could get naked and no one will get mad. Heh. Stop that, you fool. Haru Makushima was acting weird. Mochi was definitely expecting a retort from her. She didn't say anything, her face was so pale you could tell through the mist. Hanging her head, she was lightly shaking. Everyone else could see it, too, but no one chose to address it. Questions would quickly become suspicions, after all. Perhaps she was a wolf and did something horrific last night. As we all thought similar things, she suddenly collapsed to the ground. You alright? Don't touch me. Her hoarse scream shocked everyone. Haru? Nichan, I just... Sorry, but right now, Yeah, I can understand if you're on edge. Be careful where you walk. When we slowed down, Haru-chan, not touching anyone's hand, was at the rear of the group. As we walked, trees and stones drifted in and out of visibility through the surrounding mist. Our vision was so limited, it felt like the world around us was changing with every step we took. A tunnel of trees, a path to the paddy field, a stone platform, a concrete stairway. We walked between realms at every passing second. I was still wondering about Haru-chan. What was on her mind? Was she afraid? Or wary? After descending for a bit, we arrived at the plaza. I see all of you are alright. We met 2 more people in front of the dining hall. Are the elders sleeping in? Ba-chan's still getting dressed. She's not feeling too great right now. Let's check in those who aren't here yet. Come on, go with me, Kyo. Why are you ordering me? Because we might need some manpower. Fusaishi, you come too. First time he ordered me to do something, but it wasn't a situation where I could be happy about him relying on me. So, Haru and Ba are both feeling a little different. Interesting. Yes, of course. He probably had a bad feeling. Namely, he wouldn't be able to rely on a certain someone ever again. As I passed by Kaori, I heard her whisper, I'm Yasunaga, can you help? With what, Mom? Finding Yoshitsugu, he's missing. Everyone probably had a bad feeling about this. The 3 of us guys checked the houses. Yasunaga, Chiemi, and Mochi walked around the settlement. We agreed to split up and start searching. The Misty Village was silent. I couldn't hear anyone chatting. I'd seen these buildings from the outside, but it was my first time actually walking in. The shabby buildings built using blackened planks were more or less buried in vegetation. Somewhere on the verge of collapse, by the way their frames jutted from the mist, reminded me of the carcasses of giant beasts. I walked on a line between the grass. Footpath, surely. After something small jump in the grass. It's probably just some bugs or frogs, but it still made me flinch. Rikako lives here, right? Yeah, in that house. Shit, why would she live in a place like this? If you don't know, there's no way we would. I guess it's the Miguruma's orders. To my knowledge, she moved to Yasumizu of her own accord, and there's no need for her to be here in the first place. Maybe she knew the mist was coming and came to cast a spell or something to keep it away. That sure didn't work, though. Takumi, I don't mind you being disrespectful on me, but you should choose your words when thinking about her. She's a legitimate Kamufujiyoshi family head. Like I care. This is Yasumizu. She said it herself, didn't she? And the feasts were all served on the same platter. Rikako-san. Rikako-san, are you alright? Apparently Takumi didn't like the Uematsu family, or the four-headed families in general. Now that I thought about it, though she wasn't as disliked as Kiyonosuke, the villagers in general weren't fond of Rikako. Well, I mean, she is the head of one of the families, so that would make sense. As they've all been banished by the families. Seems a pretty obvious outcome, though. Yasumizu was the settlement of the ostracized. It was possible for a member of one of the heads of the families who openly spurned them to form a good relationship with the locals. Rikako-san emerged before too long. She was wearing the usual strange getup, and she didn't seem any different from how she looked yesterday. I need to check on Maiko. Moved over to the next house. Felt like Rikako-san was urging me, so I woke the girl up. Meiko-chan, it's morning. Well, I could imagine Rikako-san raised her voice while the other 2 probably didn't feel like they had to get involved with the girl. After a few calls, she finally came out, still half asleep. Alright. Meiko, I'm glad you're alright. Kyo, take them to the dining hall. Tell me, Rikako. Watch your step. Yes, son. She's apparently trying to get my attention, so I turned around and said yes. I'm sorry. Her sudden apology left me completely confused. She then departed alongside the other 2, leaving me alone with Takumi. Are you sure we should go on without Kiyono? He'd be useless anyway. I only brought him along in case it was the Uematsu's mock priestess that died. But now I know who got killed. Is it Yoshi? Could still be the old wolf guy, right? Shut up. If Old Man Kanzo was around, he'd have woken up earlier than anyone and searched the lake of the Yasumizu 3 times by now. Sorry, his house is over there. Oh, Yoshi might not be the dead one. Followed him in silence, I couldn't think of anything to say. Is he dead? The fact the door was unlocked made it clear that something wasn't right. The moment I opened it, my nostrils were assaulted by a smell I experienced just yesterday. The reek of a fresh corpse. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Unlike Takumi, who was looking away and cursing, I did my best to burn the scene I witnessed into my memory. Felt like to avert my eyes would be disrespectful and chided myself for wanting to look away. His body was more intact than Mamiya-san and Hashimoto's. It made it much easier to become painfully aware of the fact that this was human. An intelligent life form was with us yesterday like it was no big deal. One problem, though. The part of the body that used to be the head was completely destroyed. No part of the head left untouched. It was that thorough. It's obviously the result of the relentless heavy blunt attacks. Everything above the neck was just a strange flat mess of shattered skull fragments and white and red organic matter. Compared to it, everything else was largely unharmed. The old-looking clothing and the unexpectedly robust chest for someone his age were all the proof needed to know that this was the body of Kanzo Makishima. Kanzo, dead. Kanzo is dead. We'll clean it up? What else? Please wait a bit. What are you going to do? Find out as much as I can. Since we had no idea what we could get out here, protecting the scene of the crime for an official investigation meant we had to leave this body to rot here. We just couldn't do that. And considering the horrible state it was, the villagers probably wanted to take care of it their own way as soon as possible. Not much I could do to stop that. Thus I did my duty as someone without such obligations. This corpse was completely unlike the ones from yesterday. Okay, so this one's completely different. While those two were destroyed completely, the damage on this one was focused on the head. The weapon clearly wasn't sharp, they used something blunt. The skin on his face was torn, but not sliced apart, and the skull was shattered. This was caused by repeated blunt attacks on the head. It wasn't my job to picture whether there was some profound grudge in this. The only clear thing was that the wolves killed him using something blunt, not claws or fangs, and was obviously done with dedicated intent, not accidentally. At the very least, the entity that made this corpse wasn't the same as the one that made the ones from yesterday. So this one's different. Made sense if you separated them and assumed that yesterday's was the corruption and today was the wolves. But the thing I'd seen when I was walking around the night had to have the appearance of the wolf. Rather, a werewolf. If the werewolves were the ones bringing the corruption, the tale all this was based on would make even less sense. If the corruption was a great Lord Shinai's punishment, it's weird for it to be delivered by the wolves. Holding back my nausea, I looked at the corpse. I rolled back my sleeves and reached for the destroyed head. Hey, what are you doing? Pretty sure I'm wrong, but I'll still have a look. Decapitation meant body doubles. Mystery Writing 101. If someone brought in and killed a person with a similar build to Kanzoshi's that left him here, his death could easily be fake. Did Kanzo have a silver-capped tooth on his lower jaw? No, he didn't. His voice was strangely forced. I looked at him and realized he was kind of pale. I might have overdone it. Still, I couldn't be soft in the situation. Okay. He was proud that he didn't need any crowns or anything despite being over 60. Why, did you find one? No. I only asked to prevent any misdirection. It's a healthy set of teeth. What the hell? Lower jaw was mostly intact, while the upper one was destroyed along with the rest of the head. Despite that, I saw a hint of the old man in the eyebrows and the dark hair with streaks of gray in them. Okay. That's actually a good question. It's pretty clear that it was the one and only Kanzo Makishima, so it was probably pointless to keep thinking about the way he was injured. My hands were all messy, I'd have to wash them later. Corpse aside, Kanzo was lying on some thin bedding and there was no sign of a struggle. He was either instantly killed by the first attack or knocked out, laid there, and then killed. Still, it wasn't a corpse that was easy to make. The situation here was peculiar. One point I found curious was the fact that Kanzo surely obeyed the shelter law and locked himself in. However, the lock of the door was still perfectly intact. So logically speaking, Kanzo had opened the door and let the culprit in. There was no sign of resistance, so it was probably done by someone he felt safe with. However, if this was a normal killing by the standards of the Feast of the Yomi Purge, this definitely made it possible as something unnatural. Back to the situation at hand. The futon and everything around it were bloody, obviously, but there was another strange thing about the crime scene, the dampness. Some spots were really wet, and clearly not because of the mist. It was like the murderer purposefully spread some water here. Were they trying to wash away the blood spatter on them? But there was no point in doing that in front of the body. Footprints were faded. Were they trying to cover their tracks? They were still pretty visible, though. It was more like they put bloody footprints on a futon anatomy that was already wet. Shape of the prints told me they weren't made by the Western shoes, Japanese clogs, or wild beasts. They were just long ovals, reminiscent of those made by Zori sandals. There weren't many of them, though. Most of the blood was absorbed by the futon. But from what I had, I could tell there was only one type of footprint. Find out anything? Nothing special. Thought so. You don't specialize in this, do you? Sadly, no. All I knew is that the culprit was a very dangerous human. As I washed my hands, Takumi-san removed the sliding door and put Kanzo-san's remains on it. He covered his destroyed face with a nearby hand towel and prepared to carry it. You take the other side. Got it. We lifted it up, and yeah, this is definitely a job for two people. We went out to the mists. Are we throwing him into Saranaga? That's what Ba-chan will want. Because he'll be corrupt if we don't? Yeah. Voice devoid of life. I couldn't call out to him. Pushing him any further was dangerous. You could tell by the air about him. It's all my fault. Why? Because I messed up in the feast. That was entirely possible. This proved he was aware of it himself. I would have said that, but it felt wrong. I don't know much, but I think you were trying to do your best. What's the point if I mess up like this? Then you need to make up for it. I think you'll have to be the one who leads Yasumizu now. I can't. Well, I couldn't either. I was just an outsider, so I had no idea how to console him. Feeling powerless, we approached the dining hall. We passed by there and go straight for the graveyard. Taya came out, too. She was in the midst of a prayer. Kaori-san was standing next to her. She looked completely out of it. Rikako was covering Mako's eyes and looking straight at me. Haru-chan, Kanzo-san's actual granddaughter, was watching her grandfather's corpse with intense expression. Probably wasn't good to make any assumptions here, but I couldn't help it. Felt like her expression was not full of unbearable sorrow, but of anger, hatred, and disgust. Never see them have a nice chat, so I wouldn't have been surprised if they didn't see eye to eye. But still, I would have liked if she made a different expression, if only for this moment. If only I could only think that because I was an outsider who didn't know shit. It wasn't good to make assumptions. Shit. Why was I in this position? Just how much could I learn in my position? But as it turned out, I was still understanding the situation. We can't find Yoshi-kun anywhere. We met Chami on the way to the graveyard. She and the two high school guys were still searching, but the mist made it extremely difficult. We told her to rejoin once we buried Kanzo and picked up our pace. The graveyard wasn't that far. Yasumizu was very big, and only felt like it caused the mist or the load. And the old man still lived. Completely forgotten about him. It was alright too, huh? No idea why, but he was looking at us, clapping and laughing. That meant that Yoshi was the only one we hadn't seen yet. I was told there'd be only one. The wolves were supposed to kill only one person per night. Not saying a word, I hurried to finish the job. That led us to finding him early. Yoshi was on the shortest path of the cliff in the grass of the graveyard. Though Takumi had only noticed him by chance, that was how deep the grass he was, and how many pieces of him there were. Reeked of death too, but it was mixed with the smell of trampled grass and a strange beastly odor. Maybe not all the blood around here was his. Unlike Kanzo, he left clear proof of a tough battle and intense pain. Jeez. Yoshi. Yoshi's dead! Damn, we didn't get much for him either. You had guts. Takumi-san's voice was shaky. He picked up a soccer ball-sized object. Half-eaten and basically a shadow of what used to be. It clenched its teeth even in death. Can I? Takumi-san gave it Yoshi's head to me, and I put my finger in its mouth. I was curious about what was stuck in there. What I found was a clump of beastly fur. He literally fought tooth and nail, resisting until the very end. Resisting what? Obviously the being that brought the corruption. Didn't take long for the news of Yoshi's death to spread across the village. I'd heard that the pain of losing one's child was beyond any description. Even so, Kaori broke down so badly it felt abnormal. The mild-mannered woman became a mad beast. We had to band up to keep her from running to where we found Yoshi's corpse. We'd already gathered it up and thrown it into Saranaga, after all. Takumi kept a tuft of the boy's bleached hair, which he gave to Kaori. She instantly put it in her mouth. Through her wailing and choking, she did her best to chew it and swallow it. It was a wretched, gloomy, and miserable sight. Though it might have been an act born of ultimate motherly love. Whatever the case, no matter the shape, it was too late to try to bring her child back to into herself, not to mention absurd and pointless. That was how it looked like in my eyes. So what I'm thinking of is Kanzo is probably a real murder. Kanzo was an opportunity murder, is what I'm thinking. Yoshi is definitely the real wolf murder. Let's begin the feast. We gotta do something about the one who killed the old man and Yoshi. His words got the attention of basically everyone present, but they didn't reach the sobbing mother and her older son, who was gently consoling her. Yoshitsugu. Why do you have to go against the laws? His efforts at death had only worked to corner not just his mother, but everyone else here. It was useless. He'd gotten some weird fur for us? No one, not even me, had any doubts about what we were dealing with here. A situation where everyone was desperate, acted on their own accord, and didn't know how to use their lives well was basically the worst. And apparently this line of thinking would foreshadow the next turn of events. Where did Haru-chan go? Shit, why was everyone in such a hurry to do the worst things possible? God damn it, guys, this is not the time. Chiembi, Mochi, Takumi, and I went out to search for Haru. Kaori showed no signs of calming down, so Yasunaga stayed with her. Kiyono refused to come, arguing that it would be bad if there wasn't enough manpower around the dining hall. He wasn't wrong about that. It wasn't likely that some fur-covered murderer or Haru-chan's kidnapper was still around. To prevent any surprise attacks or accidents, we split into pairs. We were given a hoe and a sickle for self-defense. Be careful, you two. Shout if something happens. Loud enough so we can hear you, but low enough that others can't. Okay. Alright, let's go, Mochi. Time to work, Hassan. The skirt would have made the search harder for him, so he changed into his school uniform. Wasn't cut out for the job either, but he had no other clothes. At least it was better than a one-piece dress. He seemed to enjoy wearing girls' clothing, so changing in the uniform was probably the best way of showing he was serious about this. Kept the easygoing tone of voice, but felt there was some gravity in his eyes too. Might have been pretty shaken. We walked around Yasumizu shouting until our throats became dry. Speaking of that, mine's starting to get dry already, and I've been drinking stuff. We checked every bush and all the patches of tall grass behind every tree. We even searched the water around the paddy fields, but it didn't feel like we were any closer to finding her. What do you think happened to her? I don't know, maybe she's shocked by her granddad's death. No, before that, she's been acting weird since this morning. Oh, was she? Is she really fastidious or something? Fast what? A clean freak. Hates anything dirty. I think I saw hints of that ever since we first met. Oh, I'd say she's the greatest scaredy cat here. Scaredy cat, huh? She was always really afraid of all the corruption talk. Maybe she was just scared of getting corrupted. I see. Fear based on superstition. That made sense, but why had it suddenly gotten worse? What happened last night? That's why I don't think Haru-chan could kill anyone if she was a wolf. Is that what you think? I don't know if she's one or not, but I really don't think she could if she was. How prudent. That's not like you. Well, we're not talking about me here. I don't want to try and get a read on you. I just want to hear your ideas on what's going on with Haru-chan right now. I have no idea who or what you're confused about. But to me, Haru-chan is as important as Yasu, if not more. I don't really care about anyone else. So we should just find her. Good point. But no matter how hard we searched, we saw no sign of her. She could have been hiding somewhere, or maybe she'd collapsed. But I was beginning to entertain another idea. What if she ran away from Yasumizu? I asked no one, everyone would deny the idea. That'd be hard to believe. When the mist comes, Yasumizu is connected to Yomi. Bachan's words, so anyone trying to escape would just end up there. Not to mention, those mountains are dangerous. All that considered, if there was something that drove her to escape from the village, what could it be? Everyone fell silent. They couldn't even imagine it. It's like their brains had stopped working. If she'd actually wandered out in danger, then we'd waste too much time searching for her in the village. I had to hurry, so I didn't hesitate to use some big assumptions that bordered on chicanery. What if she could no longer trust the village or the people here? What do you mean? She might have seen something at night or early morning, or come to some sort of realization. Like, for example, what if she found out that someone she knows well is a wolf who killed people like it was no big deal? Oh boy. She's young, so she's still pretty unstable. And since Yasumizu is so small, it wouldn't be strange if she felt like she lost her place here or someone betrayed her. The girl seemed pretty emotional, so it makes sense that she jumped straight to running away, right? Like a solid argument. But then, what do? Give up? That was the thought of someone from Yasumizu. I'll go look for her. I'm not afraid of the corruption. That was the thought of someone from Yasumizu who had a few screws loose. Anyway, I'm an outsider. Not exactly averse to leaving anyway, so I'll look for her too. I said I'd stop you, didn't I? Don't worry. I'll head back the moment it gets dangerous. She definitely won't head to Saranaga's direction, so I'll focus on the path to school. Also, adults shouldn't turn their backs on children, right? Can't argue against that. Of course, it's possible she's still in Yasumizu, so you keep on searching for her here. Leave it to me. Run away if it gets dangerous. Yeah, we'll see. Hassan, about what you just said. Huh? What do you mean? You know, think about Haru-chan losing trust in everyone as a result of something she saw. What about it? That didn't actually happen, did it? Who knows? I was just raising the possibility. It's likely, though, isn't it? So what, do you think she saw a mere Yasun walking around with a mouthful of huge fangs? That's a possibility, too. Not sure I'd buy that. Is that your intuition talking? Yep, it is. Speaking of which, I also feel like this Feast of the Yomi Purge is designed to keep the wolves from being outed easily. Huh? You can't see them at night because you can't walk outside. You can't stay gathered in one place and watch each other. You can't call the police, so there can't be any investigations. And since everyone's covered in mist, things can happen without anyone realizing. And that's why you can't get that sort of solid proof. How could the player send people to be hanged without the slightest bit of material evidence? If you ignored the weird guardian powers, it was all quibbles, agitation, sophistry, emotional arguments, connections, popularity, basically the power of communication. I don't really get why, but yeah, I think it's designed that way on purpose. Nothing was certain. They were put in a dangerous argument, with their only weapon being their eloquence. It was a feast of doubting, hurting, eventually killing one another. If there was such malice behind this, then Chikamochi had a point. Are you a detective or something? Huh? No. That'd be Yasun. He might know more than he lets on. I'd love to have a talk with him then. We arrived at the mountain pass separating Yasumizu from the rest of the world. The large stones at the sides were like torii without a top. They might have had some religious significance. There's no rules against stepping beyond here, right? Nope, only that you can't run away from the feast. We were going out to find Haru-chan, so we were good. Ignoring the fact that Haru-chan was breaking the law, we passed between the stones. But we soon had to stop. The path was blocked by a landslide. According to Mochi, despite being pretty rocky, the ground of this area was strangely fragile, so landslides weren't that uncommon. There'd been some pretty bad rain 3 nights ago, hadn't there? If that was related to the mist's appearance, it wasn't unlikely that we'd get both the mist and this landslide at the same time. Despite that, this felt built a bit too convenient. I had to consider the possibility that the people of the settlement above blocked the road to keep the Yomibito from getting through. There was something way more important. We found footprints of the still damp mud. It was proof that she'd passed through here. They disappeared into a small cliff that only reached up to my shoulders. She had to have climbed up and disappeared into the forest. Let's hurry. Yeah. The term virgin forest was used to describe forests that were still untouched by mankind, letting nature have complete control over it. Many of the cedars here looked imported, so that term probably didn't apply to this one. However, it wasn't intended to whatsoever, so the words natural or undeveloped definitely worked. There were many fern saplings in the forest, a canopy of leaves above, and a thick mist all around. Certainly didn't feel like a place humans were welcome. For better or worse, the new fern seemed slightly trampled, indicating someone had passed through recently. Over here. Be careful. She got lost in this road after all. Should you really be shouting like that? It's one of the basics of living in the mountains. The beasts run away if you scream. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the very real threat of wild animals. I realized I lost myself at the moon and became kind of embarrassed. This guy, man. Say something! Shouting over and over, we kept moving forward. She tried to follow the path, but all the cliffs and boulders on the way made her stray from it. 10 minutes later, we'd lost all sense of direction. Yeah, this place is really dangerous. Could we really find her? And if we did, wouldn't it be too late? I was reminded of Yoshisugu's Orbe and his cruel fate. Were we about to lose yet another life? As my thoughts turned to that very real possibility... Yeah, I heard some weak weeping. Stay away. Are you alright? Please don't come after me. I had a bad feeling about this. Something really bad might have happened to her. Wait up! Hey! Chikamochi went after the voice with no hesitation. His body was quickly buried under all the plants and mist. Give me a hand, Hassan. His lack of hesitation felt dangerous in some way. Was I just imagining it? Anyway, I went after him and quickly caught up. It hurts. It hurts! Haru Makishima was buried under all the greenery. It's her leg. Stop. Walked up and man, this is pretty bad. Her leg was all covered in blood. Her shoe and foot were pierced by a sapling that was broken right at the bottom. She stepped on this? Can we break it off? Nope, we gotta pull it out. That'll open the wound. There's some lawn marsh, pennywort, and chameleon plants here. Let's close it with them. Can do that? Masato is the family that made medicine. First I'd heard of that, but I had no choice but to believe him. Alright. She resisted verbally, but she was too tired and weakened to do it physically. I picked her up, doing my best to ignore her wailing because of the pain, and pulled her away from the branch. Mochi quickly took care of her wound and used a handkerchief to stop the bleeding. Let's go back. Can you carry her? Of course. You sure you don't want to do it, though? Who knows? I just don't have the build for it. I thought I was saying that Haru-chan would have preferred him, but she was barely conscious thanks to the pain. We didn't have time to waste on sentimentality. Lead the way. One lost person is enough for one day. Going back is easy, but man, it really does look like getting out is impossible. Agreed. Haru, I'm so glad you're alright. She isn't. Takumi called Tai. We got a wound to patch. Got it. Our return caused quite a commotion. By the time things had begun to calm down, it was way past noon. Haru's escape attempt to distract everyone, but now the problems were actually solved. Kanzo was killed by the wolves, while Yoshi was taken by the corruption. Are you sure about that? I think someone murdered Kanzo, and Yoshi got taken by the wolves. Or... No, that'd be a good theory right now. Yoshi's death was especially problematic. Each meaningless death was yet another obstacle against resolving the feast. Even if they picked and hung someone during the day, it wouldn't guarantee that there'd be one less wolf. It was way more likely they'd get rid of an innocent. Even worse, the wolves of the group would most likely try to leverage the hangings in their favor. They claimed to be innocent while casting doubt and blame on the other survivors. To win, the humans needed to do their best to see through such trickery and identify the wolves, possibly even make them confess. That's how I saw it anyway, and I was the one with the least info here. With that in mind, all humans who died by breaking the rules were actually doing the wolves a favor. If she'd actually disappeared, I'd have said the same about Haru, assuming she was human anyway. Perhaps someone encouraged them to break the rules. If that was the case, the wolves were ruthless, knew the rules well, and were steadily advancing towards a complete victory where all humans lay dead. That'd be someone influential or a player who's invaluable to the humans. That'd be Kanzo or Yasu. And just as we feared yesterday, the wolves had silenced one of the most important people in the forest. It was hard to believe they'd chosen him just because they were scum or because they didn't like him. The situation was really bad. Another thing to note was that Yoshi's death greatly affected Kaori, who was responsible for everyone's meals. That was a major problem. Good work, everyone. Here's some. When she tried to give us tea once we returned to the search, her face was pale and she was shaking like she was having a seizure. Despite her attempt to carry on as normal, her composure was in pieces, so painful I could hardly watch. Takumi-san should have been supporting her, but he was just gloomily hanging his head. In the end, Chiemi had to lead Kaori back to her room and stay at her side. Could only hope that this was enough to calm her down. However, it was nearly time to do the inevitable. I recall you saying that we should start today's feast. Now's as good a time as any, don't you think? Yonosuke addressed the downhearted people gathered at the dining hall. Does it look like anyone's up for it? The day will end at this rate. The wolves are clearly intent on killing us all. Can we really waste time waiting on a situation like this? It'd work in their favor. We have to pick someone to hang no matter what. Don't you agree, Mira? Alright, Yasunaga. Try talking to everyone upstairs. That was where Tai looked after Haru and Chiemi looked after Kaori. Oh, I'll go. You don't have to, Mochi. Just let me. Mochi winked at me for some reason. It might take a while. Yeah, take your time. Everyone has to be there after all. I will go prepare. Please do. Oh wait. Now is my chance. Yasunaga, can we talk? Huh? About what? Sorry about your brother. Thank you. That makes it a bit better for him and I. That's a very mature way to talk about it. Maybe I should have sounded more my age then. This boy was already pretty mature. You didn't get along with him? That's not it. We didn't always see eye to eye, especially recently, but he was a really good guy. I think so too. Seems like deep down, the tough guy routine was really just an act. Did he get along with your mother? He did. Despite all he said, he really loved her, and she probably loved him more than me. Oh, that's not what I was asking. Sorry. All human relations were complicated. Prying too deeply wasn't a good idea. I'm sorry, what did you want to know? A few things. Mostly about the legend. Tai-san is a better person for that. I need the opinion of someone more rational. Probably not really more rational, probably someone who will actually talk to me. First question, why do you think the wolves kill the humans? Because they're angry at humans for tricking and killing them. Let me rephrase that. Why do the people given the role of the wolf suddenly become able to kill their friends and family with no remorse? Huh? Oh, are you suspicious of Haru and I? No. Sorry, that's not it. I want you to look at this from a general perspective. Say you've been told that you're a wolf. Could you just accept it and start killing people? No way. Exactly, no way you could. Of course, there are those that could, but most couldn't, either out of fear or guilt. Mochi's a good example. The people here are afraid of certain things, but they do have lines drawn in the sand. If the lives of those they care about are on the line, they won't hesitate to face the corruption and the wolves. That's only because Mochi is special. He's a genius. Genius? Yes, he can easily make predictions and decisions normal people can't, and he'll readily throw away anyone or anything he doesn't care about. Everyone thinks he's just weird, but I think he's a genius. I see, I think I agree with you there. But anyway, what I'm saying is that you people aren't the types to magically become murderers just because of some corruption. Of course, there'd be people who do it because the corruption would come for them if they didn't, but even they wouldn't do it without hesitation. But the wolves we're dealing with aren't hesitating at all. I don't know where you're going with this, but I think it depends on the personality of whoever the wolf is. It'd be easy for people who had never had any aversion to killing. But there are two wolves, right? Yeah, seems that way. I still say there's three. I see. Let me ask you this then. Does Yasumizu have more than one person that person capable of murder? One psycho in a group of people I could see, but two seems pretty unlikely. I think a better assumption is that there's some way to turn even an ordinary person into a ruthless killer. If that is true, the lacking of infighting doesn't make sense under the current circumstances. When you put it like that... This is just something I heard from a teacher at school, but you could do it by giving them something to fight for, couldn't you? Basically, you need to make them think that they're doing the right thing. That the wolves are doing the right thing? Gee, that's an interesting way to look at it. It's how countries convince their people to go to war. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's what the lesson was about, but I think your perspective is a bit flawed. What do you mean? For example, most of the girls in the settlement are timid and prefer to leave the big decisions to the men. Even Haru is like that. So if the wolves are a man and a woman, it's entirely possible that the man's taking the lead in doing the killing while the woman is just following along. Also, for all we know, the wolves could be arguing all the time, and they just didn't happen to hesitate in killing this one time. Yeah, good point. But I do think that there's some secret as to why the feast lasted so long. Traditions like these usually die out. Makes me think that there must be a way to ensure the killings continue. Your idea is certainly interesting. I don't think you should call it interesting. Not in a situation like this. Oh, sorry about that. That was insincere of me. Let me ask you one more thing then. Go ahead. I was working under the assumption that nothing particularly strange is happening here. What about you? Do you think there's something mysterious going on? I don't want to believe it, but I think there is. Hmm? Why is that? Did you see a god or monsters or something? No, it's hard to put into words, but the fact that the mists appeared when we had a full 4 outsiders here made it feel like there was a higher power at work. Oh yes, I have a notebook making sure I wrote down every character's name, who they are, crossing out who potentially died. The issue being is the amount of people that are dying is too fast. If they can only kill one at night, and the fact that there have been 2 deaths so far on both nights, something is definitely wrong here. I think the old man was actually just murdered. Not by the wolves, but by somebody else. Because Yoshi looked to be a bit more of the being murdered by the wolves versus, say, the corruption. Because he had a patch of wolf fur in his mouth. So I think Yoshi was the real target. Konzo was just revenge from somebody else. As far as the first 2 victims, I'm thinking there's a possibility that one of them might still be alive. I have no proof of this, but chances are one of those 2 could be a hidden wolf. Let's see here. I still don't believe that Takumi's a snake. I don't entirely believe it, is what I should say. He might be a guardian, but he might be... I don't think he's the snake. But I'm going by the limited information I have. Alright. Anyways. No matter how I look at it, I don't think mist like this could have been produced by human hands. Not to mention that it's strange how the wolves can enter sheltered houses and kill the people there. There's also the fact that if one of us killed someone, you'd see a change in their behavior, some evidence would be left behind. We can't explain those things, so yes, I do think there's something mysterious going on. Oh, I see. Alright, sorry for asking such a weird question. Oh, by the way, who do you think are the wolves? He cut me off with a stern voice. He doesn't even want to think of that. Sorry, but that is something we could talk about in the feast. You don't have the right to ask that. Oh, my bad. Listen, we have to hold the feast to decide which of us we should sacrifice today. It's important to propose who we think is suspicious, but it's also very dangerous. Something we said outside the feast can be used against us and become a fatal mistake. The fact that you asked me that makes me feel like someone's maliciously using you against me. Please stop. I'm just curious. Good point. I'm sorry, really. Oh, but... Now, I won't blindly believe that you're an ill omen, but I won't stop suspecting that you're involved somehow. If I ever find out you had something to do with Yoshi's death, you'll what? He glares. I have to avenge my little brother. I see. Of course you would. I'll just head to the cage and do my best to be as unsuspicious as possible. Oh, you shouldn't do that. Why? Today's feast might drag on until evening. Might be too late by then. You should go to your room in the dorm and ask someone outside to block the door handle with a stick. I see. Good idea. This boy was really smart. If Takumi was a site foreman type, he was the manager type. I could see a talent for using people. Can I ask something too? Of course. Do you like Chie? Huh? From a political standpoint, I should say no, but yeah, she's likable. I see. Well, she seems pretty available, so she'd probably date me if I or anyone else asked. He raised his eyebrows. Oh, really? She's available. Oh, are you being considerate of me? I had a feeling that Mochi told you something weird. Uh-huh. It's not like that. What I felt for her is a thing in the past. She was the only older girl around these parts, so I was attracted to her, that's all. This place was gloomy and serious, and she was the only free-spirited person here. She is as amazing as Mochi. You're saying that she was a rascal. Yes. So much so, she almost killed someone. Hold on! Well, it was an accident. Though it's strange you think she's available. Chiene is actually pretty shy. Is she now? Or maybe she just changed a lot during her 3 years of college. So yeah, I've already gotten over her. Now I feel like you're the one being weirdly considerate. That's not healthy, you know? Good if you like her. It's hardly the time or place for that. Good point. That was it, huh? Eventually, everyone gathered and went to the hall. Just as I was told, I asked for them to lock me in my room. After getting everyone, including Takumi and Tai, to understand, Yasunaga, Chimi, and I went to the dorm. You think you could, Chiene, you think you'd jump from the window to the branches? No way. Even if you made it down, you can't get back. The two verified how secure the place was just to lock me in. If they were the wolves, it would be impossible to outwit them. Humans stood no chance. Anyway, we're locking you in. We'll come open it up if we have the time, but you might not be staying like this until morning. Alright, fine by me. It's gonna be hard, but I hope you do well. Thanks. Sorry you're caught up in the problems of such a crappy village. I'm more worried about you. Wow, isn't that nice? I'll do my best. All done? We're locking in. Yeah, you be careful too, Yasunaga. You're now your mother's only child. Yeah, that's true. And so the door was closed. I could hear them set up the stick. So far, the only ones I talked to face-to-face were Chimi, Takumi, Mochi, and Yasunaga. Just 4. The ones I hadn't talked to were Tai, Rikako, Meiko, Kaori, Haru, Kiyonosuke, Nosato, the old wolf guy, a whole 7. I had no idea if there was significance in that, but I wanted to know what kind of people they all were. 4 people had already died. If you ignore me, there were 11 left. Once the snake revealed what Kiyonosuke was, he and the snake, Takumi, would be the only ones with confirmed roles. The other 9 would be suspects. When 1 was hanged, there would be 8, and then 1 died in the night, there'd be 7, which was still quite a lot. They had to hurry before it was too late. The humans had to act now. Hello. What? What? The supposedly fixed door slightly opened. It was Chimi. Forgot. I might not be able to give you your dinner, so have this at least. She threw me a yellow food box, the kind you find at any convenience store. Thanks. Seriously. Don't mind it. Oh, by the way. Oh, what? Tell the monkeys to reveal themselves. Why? Think about it. You'll understand. And you know you have to do something before it's too late. Chiene, what are you doing? There's no time. Go. Yeah. Okay. I mean, if the monkeys reveal themselves at the same time and say each other's names, and there's only 2 of them, that could be very smart. Because if they were wolves and the monkeys know, they'd be lying. But if they were, true monkeys, then the wolves have a problem. Because if one of them dies, then we know that the other is safe. That is really good. How you doing, Aziz? Aziano. Aslano? Yeah, Aslano. How are you doing? I'm liking this one so far. There we go. I got it eventually. I'm doing just fine. Although my throat is starting to get a little sore from narrating this for 2 hours, but I'm loving this so far. This is day 2. I've got a journal out and I'm writing notes about everybody, going in the day by day to see who's what, giving my own predictions, crossing out people who are dead, so I have something to follow, just to see if, with the information I get, I'm even anywhere in the ballpark of being right. Should close the door and put the stick back. Alright, what's next? No, I haven't. I haven't even thought about the Konami code. Haru-chan, is your wound alright? It's fine. I know it's not a good time to ask, but what happened? It was pretty bad, I'll tell you that much. Whatever, let's just start. God, it looks a little empty without, 2 people here. Everyone had a drink. Let's begin the Feast of the Omi Purge. Let's get to it. Takumi, did the snake's power work last night? Yeah, it did. Well, tell us. Kyo is a human. That's if we can trust you. Of course I'm no wolf. That means Miro and I are no longer suspects, right? It does. No, it doesn't. We won't know for sure if he's the snake just because he vouched for one person. Let's look at what we have to decide today. If we continue based on the late Kanzo's decision... Hold on. Why are you taking the lead? I don't mind if the eldest... I don't mind if the eldest Yamawaki-san wants to take over. I'm not good at that. In that case, it's only natural that myself and Miro, adults confirmed to be human, should be the ones to lead. Takumi, he's annoying. You lead. No, Kyo, keep going. He's still shocked from the elder's death. No need to force him, and I still say that death is bullshit. That death has to be a real murder. But I will do everything I can in his place. Miro, you console Madam Orbe. My boy, he... Kaori. Here's my proposal. Let's do whatever we can to choose and hang someone today. I can't imagine... Let's see here. If I were to just randomly guess who they would hang today, out of this entire cast, if they do hang someone, it's got to be the old man. If I were a guessing man, this guy is going to be the one hanged, if they get to hang anyone. Right now. We'll see what information I get later on. Hold on, that's too reckless. I mean, he's weird. Hold on, that's too reckless. But it's necessary. If we don't, the wolves will eventually kill the last human. I mean, they do have to eventually choose and hang someone, because there's anywhere from 2 to 3 wolves. I'm still saying that the potential of 3 wolves is a high one out there. Exactly, we'll have to harden our hearts if we want to survive the feast. Am I wrong, Yamawaki? You're right. Yomiboro must be hung. 1 soul per day, now to bind. What if we make a mistake? If we kept it a secret, we'd have to live with the guilt of having killed someone. It's true that would be unpleasant, but such deaths wouldn't be in vain. What the hell? If we kill the wrong person, their death would be pointless. That's obvious. Watch your words when talking to your superiors. Listen, for now, we only have 2 surefire ways to get rid of suspects. Surely you understand, Yasunaga. Yes, the snake's power. Or killing someone lowering the total number, huh? I know that, but do you really think we could all agree on someone? We can't do that. Do you think the one who gets killed cares which side wins? That's why we need to reach a consensus here. We need to agree that if others survive, I don't mind dying. Huh? Is that seriously all we have? Yes, that's all we have. The laws of the mountain remain merciless. What the hell? I'm not just getting hanged for someone else's sake. Oh, that would make you a wolf, wouldn't it? Why? You have no intention to put your life on the line for Yasumizu, and that makes you Yasumizu's enemy. Now, I mean, is that what you're saying? Am I wrong? People of Yasumizu, this is a test of your unity. You sure seem to be enjoying yourself. I'm only giving advice to someone from Kemu Fujiyoshi as one whose suspicions were lifted. Be silent. Oh man. Like, honestly, if Kanzo was murdered by a non-wolf, I could see him being the one to do it. Because he knew that he'd get a free pass if he murdered someone because he'd be cleared of any wrongdoing since he's not a wolf. But since you could only kill one per night, it would be really simple for him to be the murderer to Kanzo. So, Kyo, you were quiet about this until the snake looked into you, right? What are you getting at? You already knew we had to be unified and accept death if it was necessary, didn't you? But you also knew that saying that would make the snake's power way more popular, so you stayed quiet. That's just an assumption. She's right, though. A Kemu Fujiyoshi guy who's no longer a suspect is telling us to die here and we'll be okay with it. As if we could just accept that. Takumi, you say something too. But he's right. Takumi? I agree with him as well. Suspect me, hang me, whatever your decision, I will accept it. I have no information on you. Rikako, as I said before, in this situation, Kemu Fujiyoshi and Yasumizu are irrelevant. Not to mention, I know it might be impudent of me, but I believe myself to be part of Yasumizu. Oh, look at that! A respectable attitude. Something a certain someone here doesn't have. However, I do think that expecting that of this girl would be a bit much. You're all scary. But we have no choice. There can be no exceptions. Then if you decide to hang her, I shall go with her. What? You mustn't! We only need the blood of one per day. I just have to die of my own volition. The corruption comes only for the sinner. If I'm already dead, then it no longer matters. But you're being a pain, Kyo. If you're gonna lead, do it right. And Uematsu. Yeah? Think about what you're saying. Sorry, but you're head of Kemu Fujiyoshi, one of our oppressors. Takumi, don't be rude to Uematsu. See, the people are the reason why Bacha and I got so scared. Don't act like they're one of us. My sincerest apologies. Why are you and Yasumizu anyways? Honestly, I'm inclined to just start leveling accusations at this point. Takumi, are you saying all this is Kemu Fujiyoshi's doing? Who knows? Maybe not all of it. But their efforts to keep us here show that they know something is up, don't they? At the very least, I really can't believe some guys who think the feast is an old wives' tale and that the wolves are really on the human side. They knew that the people of Yasumizu would die if the mist came. They deprive us of not only our prosperity, but even our lives. Slander! I won't say that Kemon Fujiyoshi is a group of saints, but they're a resourceful and dignified people. Not to mention sensible. It's the age where science reigns supreme. Of course they don't believe in some old superstition. Isn't that the reason why? What do you mean? They didn't tell you all the secrets Fujiyoshi had to offer. That's because your only value to your family is your belief that the family heads are upstanding people that you don't shut up about it. Huh? Isn't that why they forced you to stay in Osato Mansion where you return? Despite all the dangers here in Yasumizu? Now you're crossing the line. Are you saying that my family abandoned me? Yes. And it's hard to see why. I mean, such an upstanding, nice guy, you know? Hey, that seems plausible. You're just like Yasun and I. The heads are cruel. Those who lose the struggle for power, those deemed incapable, or simply those who dislike others in charge can simply be sent here. Our situation is one thing, but Mom, she came here all the way from Tohoku and married into the Higuchi family, but got thrown out the moment Dad died. I didn't care about that. Mom, sorry, I didn't mean to. I was fine as long as I had Yoshi and you, Yasu. Anyway, there's no doubt that they twisted our fates. I agree with Takumi on that. Too bad you're stuck here too, huh? I'm not blaming Yasumizu's people. What's gotten into you? We're all gonna die anyway. Oji-chan was acting all tough, but even he died so easily. I can't take this. Why didn't you just leave me there? Huh? You weren't like this back then. What's wrong? I've just had enough. She did lose her grandfather, even though we didn't get much information on their relationship. How sad. What's wrong? When wolves come, everyone becomes demons. Exactly. It's just a normal game of Town of Salem. Everybody's a suspect. That they do. That's why we need to hang the Yomibito. Ugh, what a mess. However, at least we know that Kemon Fujiyoshi's people won't come and save us. The road was blocked. That's one reason anyway. I do think we should trust Kyo now. My reason's the same as Chiemi's. Oh dear, how sad. Huh, think what you will. Anyway, when we have to hang someone, Uematsu is the easiest target. Keep acting like that, you'll be dead in no time. Then what should I? Just be honest and tell us what you know. Keeping quiet is the worst, and letting others take care of it won't do it either. Right, Kyo? Why not just take control of the feast, Miro? I just tried acting like the old man. That ain't me. I'll leave the rest up to you. Huh. I don't have much left to say. Let's just hold a vote and hang whoever ends up being picked. I'm telling you, that's too reckless. Of course, you're free to argue your case, especially if you can prove you're more valuable alive. However, I don't want to hear any "I'm human" or "I didn't want to die" non-arguments. Everyone would say that. The chosen one gives up and gives his life, leaving the fate of Yasumizu to the rest of us. We'll hang at the hanging pine? That should do the job. How do we vote? We'll start with the elders. You have brief interviews too. When the voter decides, I'll record it in my notepad. Huh? It's not anonymous? No way. We'll basically be telling people to die straight to their faces. I've had enough of Sarazawa's nitpicking. I'm starting. So, what's your name? That's the old guy. The old man who cried wolf. He's been old when I was still young. Damn. He's really old then. He's older than her. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir? Yeah, just hang and be done with it. Which one of us do you think is a wolf? Huh? Me? Why? I mean, I have no idea what to think about you, Chiemi. You could potentially be a spider. potentially be a crow. But a wolf? Interesting. Wolf, scary, scary. One vote for Chiemi. Damn. Hold on. Are we seriously deciding who's to kill like this? I'm glad I added the Vegeta's Team 4-star in. It's so good. Hold on, are we seriously deciding who to kill like this? We have no choice. He's a participant too. We can't deny his right to vote, can we? Yeah, but that was a little sudden. Takumi, say something. Yasunaga, what do you think? I'll wait and see. You can't abstain! Same here. Oh my god, these guys. I hate these people. I hate these kinds of people. Nut up and point your finger at someone, okay? Wait, are you really? So now it's me. I think I should vote for Chi-chan too? Holy crap, the old people have got it in for her. Why? I'm sorry, I just don't know, but it's strange how you're so mad about everything. She's being accused of being a wolf. I'd be mad too. Okay? What the hell? If the others survive, I don't mind dying. Oh, I hear that, but I won't agree. Yasumizu's people are important to me, but so is my life. Not to mention, I know I'm not a wolf, so I'm not just gonna roll over and die. Jesus Christ, guys. These two do not like her. So she's got 2 votes so far. These two are waiting and seeing. And that's the worst thing, knowing that these guys could just vote for the majority. That is something, you know. Ooh, that is rough. When you get a Town of Salem game like that, where you got 2 people that just point the finger at someone, you got other people waiting to see where everyone else votes. Ooh, that is so stressful. Not to mention, I know I'm not a wolf, so I'm not just gonna roll over and die. Sure, I'll follow the rules. If I keep this up, I'll just get killed. Not to mention, we don't have any better options. Here, Ty. I've calmed down. Can you change your vote? Should I? Can you? You know what? Fine. It was my own fault for acting weird. Are you done? Miro, it's your turn. I'm voting for Maiko. Voting for the little girl? What kind of monster are you? Oh my god. Gonna hang the girl. Takumi? You. Do I even need to give a reason? I know she's a kid, but we basically know nothing about her. It's all just way too weird. I don't know how true the legends are, but if something fishy comes from Saranaga, it's only fair to think she's fishy too. Takumi, if that was how it worked, what would be the point of this bothersome feast? I don't think we should decide based on that either. Maybe she didn't come from Saranaga. We still don't know or what she is. Think about it this way. What if this girl really was a wolf? If we just ignore her because she's just a kid, she'd kill us all. Do you get that? Huh. Looks like you're thinking too, Miro. Next. Madame Oribe. Haru! I mean, Haru was acting weird today. But her grandfather died. But then again, she didn't know her grandfather died at that point. Before she was acting weird. Unless there was something she wasn't telling us. Mom! Why me? Why not? Tell me then. Why did you try to run away today? You were feeling guilty over killing your grandfather and Yoshisugu, weren't you? No, that's not it. Then why? Because I was scared. I didn't want to stay here. Lies! Kaori, stop! His death hurt all of us. Even me and Haru. All of us hurt. Oribe, what will you do with your vote? Haru, it is then. Haru it is. I'm next, then. I'm voting for the nameless old man. There we go. There's one vote. Okay, so 2, 1, and 1. Huh? Huh? But why? That last exchange made me realize he's not rational. We don't need someone like that around. Yeah, he's just crazy. He's completely senile. It's so unfair. He regularly said that the wolves are coming even before all this happened. What's more than enough to find him suspicious? Still unfair? I think he's either completely insane or secretly knows something. How about both? He's probably both. Have you ever considered that there were feasts before this one? He should have been around for at least one. But I haven't. I'm over 70. But he could have, no? He's older than you after all. He could know something, but might be unable to say it because of being senile. Or might be hiding it out of malice. Like, that is a plausible argument. I hate agreeing with this guy for even a little bit, but that is something to consider. With this vote, I might be able to get info out of him. If not, he's worthless. Worthless? Is it truly right to hang people based on whether they have worth at that particular moment? You say that, but if we continue, we'll make more progress tomorrow. What do you mean? Today, Miro will use his power to investigate someone. We'll know the truth about another person, unless he's the one that gets murdered. The spider will once again protect Miro, but why would the spider do that? The spider doesn't have to do that. By repeating this, it'll only take 3 times to know who's the wolf and who's not, even if we guess wrong. But what if the spider's the one killed? Will the spider who dies still give protection? I mean, they can only kill one a night, yes, but that's not stopping someone else from killing other people here. Really? And one day we'll hang someone. Someone will get killed by the wolves and the snake will reveal another person. We'll find out about 3 people in one day, and since all the 11 besides Takumi and Nasato are unknown, it'll take 3 or 4 times? Exactly. We'll only have to hang 3 people at most. With that in mind, if you don't want to hang those close to you, you should start with those who aren't. It's for the good of Yasumizu. Now listen here. I'm arguing to maximize the happiness of the majority, Miro. Sato, are you serious? What? Shiene's math only works if the wolves only kill people the snake hasn't checked. What if they only went after those whose identities were already confirmed? For example, what if they went for you tonight? And what if he is covering for you? Haha. I don't think I can agree with voting based on such a flawed conclusion. Don't you think you're being too easy on the idea of killing your own? I haven't said anything about killing my own. I'd never say that oh man. Well, there are some mistakes there, but we're already voting. I'm leaving your decisions to you. Next up is Rikako. Right? Going by seeing order. I'm next. How troubling. I don't have enough info to go on. Why are you so calm? I'll make a mistake otherwise. That's why you and Mom should calm down. Please. Hold on, Yasu. Sorry to cut you off, but I just had an idea. What? Can the monkeys reveal themselves? Why would they? Yasunaga and Makishima said it'd be best if they don't present themselves. Well, I was thinking the same thing at first, but what's the point of the monkeys then? They just know who the other monkey is, right? It's not like they get any new info later. That's true. The only use I can think of for them is catching fake snakes. But they can confirm who the other monkey is. So they can be confirmed as non-wolves just as easily as those investigated by the snake, right? What if they lie? Lying would be too risky. For example, I'm not a monkey, but if I went, "Hello, I'm a monkey," what would you do? I'd say, "Tell me who the other one is." Exactly, but I couldn't say it. because I'd be lying. Now, for example, if I said, alright, it's Mochi, then how did you know? Don't joke around. Well, I can't prove it, can I? I see. But what if he played along because he thought being a monkey would make him safe? The real monkeys would call him out, and then we'd hang all for one after another to be sure. Sure, hang all the so-called monkeys. Good lord, that is... It's a roundabout way of thinking about it. That's... Rule of thumb is that only wolves will try to lie to survive. So that's the right thing to do, isn't it, Nosato? You can fake being a monkey if you're a wolf. But then again, you know, like she said, the real monkeys would call them out on their bullshit. And all it would take is for the snake to identify one of those four to either be a monkey or a wolf. But the issue is, that leaves enough time to get, you know, if they hang one of them, alright, that's one death. Then you have the nighttime. That's going to be another death. That's enough to kill 3 people. But then you're relying on the snake to actually being who they say they are. Because Takumi claiming to be a snake could be a wolf. And just lying about all this. Or he could actually be the snake. And I'm just too suspicious at all this. So, but here's the assumption. They keep saying that there are 2 wolves. But in the title screen, the pendant that Chiemi is wearing has 3 symbols on it. So I'm thinking that there's a 3rd wolf somewhere in this group. Or not even somewhere in with the group. It could have been one of the 2 first victims that might be hiding as well. But that is just a complete leap in logic. I don't know exactly how many wolves there are, so I have 2 for sure, with a potential for a 3rd. That's why I love the games like these. It keeps me guessing. And I just keep writing down information as it comes. Alright. Okay. The rule of thumb is that only wolves would try to lie to survive. So that's the right thing to do, isn't it, Nosato? I mean, the wolves already know who they are. So it doesn't matter who they kill. The ones that they want to kill are the snake, the crow, well, if they can get the spider first, good on them. But now the issue is, if Takumi's dead tonight, that could mean that Yoshi or Kanzo would have been the spider. Which would definitely throw a wrench in everything if Takumi dies and he was the snake. But we're not even there yet. We're not even at the night. We're still at the feast. Oh, I could go on for hours with this shit. Alright, that's true. Once you clarify that's what happened, you shouldn't get anyone pretending to be a monkey. But if everybody says that they're a monkey, you've just screwed up everything. That just ruined everybody's plan. I see. It's too dangerous for both humans and wolves. It's just not worth it. Does everyone understand? Looks like it. Then please name yourselves. We'll lose 2 suspects. Right here. Are you telling the truth this time? Mochi, are you telling me the truth that you are an actual monkey? Right here. What is it, Mochi? I'm saying that I'm a monkey. We know you're a monkey, but are you one of the twin monkeys? You're not just dragging out the joke? Yes, yep, I'm a monkey. is the other monkey Yasu? So like we agreed, who's the other monkey? Mako! Okay. They almost hung a monkey. Okay. So. Mochi. So, Mako's right out. Alright. Huh? Mako, is that true? What? When you woke up, was there something in your something on your stomach? There was. A monkey. She knows the symbols. Yes, I taught them to her, alongside Prayer Shinai. Do we have any other monkeys? Doesn't look like it. That confirms it. I see, so they really are monkeys. Crap, so I wasted my vote. I think you should be given a do-over. You want to bend the rules? It's best to make it impossible to retract votes. We'd have too many people trying to change their vote at the last minute. Good point. Fine. Sorry about interrupting. Back to Yasu. I'll vote for the old wolfman. Alright, 2 and 2. And 1. And 1. Alright. I'll vote for the old wolfman. My reason I think he's staying silent and doing nothing indirectly helps the wolves. Bro, he's a senile old man. I'm next. 1,000,000 votes on Taiba. What? 1 vote each. Then 1 vote for Taiba. Found it weird how she just voted for Chiane out of nowhere. What are you saying, boy? Why are you young and such good-for-nothings? And I'm next. Alright. Chiane, just vote for the old man and just be done with it. That might be the most logical vote you can do. Out of all this. Alright, there we go. Someone's in agreement with me. Alright, we got some sanity in this group. 1 vote for the old guy. Yeah, he probably doesn't even know where he is right now. So even you went for him. Shut up. My reason is I don't have any better ideas right now. That's it. Haru-chan's turn. Plus, he's already lived a life. If he's a human, they hang him. What's left for him? Nearly everybody else has a lot more life to live, and he's already lived a life. I'll vote for Uematsu. You had to have been the one who brought the corruption. Okay, 1 for her. No, I'm only here to fulfill my role. Then just do that and take it in the corruption. You're not doing that because you're a wolf, aren't you? Watch your tongue. I cannot disagree. I'm powerless. You don't have to humble yourself before these people. It's your turn. The person who voted for you must be suspicious. Listen to this guy. I vote for Yasunaga. You! I did not find him suspicious, but I just had a thought. There would be no worse possible occurrence than were he to be a wolf. I did say a lot. I can't blame you for thinking I'm just tricking people. But I don't think I said anything wrong. At least I didn't intend to. I don't mind if you vote for me. I believe that votes to express your outlook are important as well. The old wolf man is at the top of 3 votes. You there, child. You're the last one. Just don't vote for Chiane. Please don't. Mako, do you understand? I need to choose the wolf. Yes. Her. Oh, they tied it up. Me? Wait, seriously? You're scary. Scared of you too. Yeah, you voted killer. We need a final vote. The 9 people besides Chiane and the old wolfman will vote for one of these 2. The wolf is coming. Results are in. It's going to be the old man. Damn! Old wolfman 7 votes. Chiane 2 votes. Everyone besides Taiba and Mako Voted for the wolf guy. I mean, I know there's something she's not telling me, but I don't know what that is just yet. She could be the spider. All things considered. But we'll see who dies tonight. Alright. Shut up. Are you ready, sir? We all decided this. Every one of us is equally guilty. Better get ready, old man. And we need to figure out who the crow is. Since we didn't hang anyone, we have no information on that. Do you understand? I need time. Ah, you played this before too. What kind of time do you need, man? Huh? I need to clean up. You want to take care of your belongings? I believe we could allow that much. What if he's planning to escape? Then the corruption will take him. If he's not a wolf. Then I'll keep an eye on him. I mean, you are a monkey. We can trust you. You do that. As soon as he returns, we'll take him to Serenega. Rikako, where's the rope? Right here. Funnily enough, when I died in the other chapter, they immediately took the rope and hung someone. I have no idea who. That was weird. It was already evening. And as I whiled away the time with some fruitless contemplation, I heard noises outside that brought me back to reality. People were shouting loudly. And the music just changed its tone. What's wrong? I opened the window and shouted. It was facing the cliff, so I couldn't shout to the settlement directly. They probably didn't hear me since I didn't get a response. What happened? So I shouted even louder. Fusaishi, stay right where the fuck you are. Huh? Was I about to get punched? What happened? I can only repeat myself. It's dangerous right now. It was? What do you mean? Didn't get a reply this time. Only heard several voices clamoring. Then I heard someone hurrying up the dorm stairs. Who's there? Get no response again. What was happening here? Someone was definitely close. Just made me more tense. Haruaki. Wow, Chami, you again. What a twist. What's that supposed to mean? Sorry, but you should stay there right now. This might be really bad. Voice cut off by a scream. Though it was more like intense cursing. It was Takami's voice, no doubt about it. Chami left without saying another word. Huh? Hold on, open up. I fought the door, but it showed no signs of opening. I can help, damn it! Shit. Like hell I was gonna stay out of the loop any longer. Turning around, I went to the open window and decided to try jumping out. Though I was on the second floor, it wasn't too high of a drop. It'd make my legs a little numb, but so what? I jumped out without any hesitation. Goddamn, give me a choice. I properly bent my knees so I didn't hurt myself at all. Then I ran to the settlement where I had heard voices from. I quickly understood the cause of Takami's shouting. There were cries of despair. The reason was somewhere downhill all along the way to the graveyard. It was a small grove of low trees with a carpet of leaf mold below. It would have been hard to see even if there was no mist. You'd hear running water nearby. I couldn't see where it came from, but it was probably an irrigation channel for the paddy fields. There was a small crowd gathered. I peeked through a space between them. Despair. Oh, what happened this time? There were bodies! Bodies. 2 of them. One was that of an old man. Okay. It was, yep. And that of a child. No. Maiko? Though their appearance were vastly different, each was in a similar state. They lay on the ground with their hands over their stomachs, utterly still and covered in blood. Wait, child, no. It would have been Mochi. These. Yep, Mochi. These were the corpses of the old man who cried wolf and Mochi. Kamoshida. Alright, so, old man is dead. Mochi's dead. Of all people, Mochi, really? Why? What happened? Fusaishi, weren't you in the dorm? I was until now. Bullshit, you're the one who did this, aren't you? Huh? No, I'm not. I just came out of the dorm. I even talked to Chiemi. Yeah, it's not Haruki. Takumi. But who did this? Forget that. We need to treat. There's no point. Don't touch him. We might still make it. They lost all their blood. Their stomachs open and their guts are all over. What kind of treatment can bring them back, huh? You know one? Go on then. Say it. There's nothing I could say in response. There were 5 of us on the scene. Chiemi, Takumi, myself, Yasunaga, who was vomiting in a nearby bush, and Rikako, who was watching the remains from a distance. Most were proactive and I could see why they were here, but Rikako felt a bit out of place. But then I remembered we were already pretty short-handed. What happened? Who did this, damn it? Look here. She pointed to the old guy's clothes. There were gatherings of fur all over his garment. A werewolf. If that was the culprit, then this was the work of the corruption. Was that what she was saying? No. This was completely different from how the others had died. The fur proved little. Let me see the wound. I told you not to touch it, but this is completely different. Quit acting like you know shit. You'll never find out anything. But if we stop trying to look, we won't understand anything at all. Quit the act, outsider. Takumi, calm down. Shut up. Everything went to hell when he got here. If he didn't come, none of this. Felt like he was about to grab me. I could clearly see the intense emotion whirling in his eyes. I thought I could get him to trust me, but now it was back to square one. Mochi, why? Why? Yasunaga calmed down a bit and faced the remains of his dear friend. His voice was shaking. The expression of the corpse was eerily pale and emotionless. Even a look of agony was absent. It almost looked like he was smiling. Did his face muscles simply go limp? This isn't the corruption. How do you know? I'll prove it if you let me pass. He glared at me with immense hatred before letting me through. Look away if you can't stomach this kind of thing. Walked up to the old guy's corpse. He looked as distant as always, but the lack of blood flow in his face simply made his appearance even more creepy. I avoided looking at it while I grabbed his back and rolled him onto it. With a wet sound, entrails spilled from the wound in his stomach. Ugh. Ugh. How horrid. Don't force yourselves, people. Except you, Takumi. Look. The stomach was clearly torn open by a blade. He was murdered. This isn't some supernatural punishment. It was caused by a person wielding a weapon. And there is no weapon nearby. It means that someone intentionally removed it from the scene. So Yasumizu is someone who's both armed and capable of an act like this. And remember, Chiemi, early on, today, had a knife with her. So she's top on the suspect list. Please give me the details of what happened during the feast. What led to this? With several people here to tell me, I end up with a decent grasp of how today's feast went. Kyo suggested they choose who to kill by vote. Wolf Guy and Chiemi ended up the same amount of votes, resulting in a tiebreaker. Most ended up voting for the Wolf Guy, sentencing him to death. He said he wanted to take care of some things, so he and Mochi went out, while the rest stayed where they were. Were they really the only ones who left? Yeah, the feast was still going on at that point. Them leaving was an exception. You expected them to come back and resume the feast. What would you have done then? That isn't something we can tell an outsider. Alright, but anyway, they didn't come back. How long did you wait for them? No more than an hour. We started to worry, went to search, found them in less than 10 minutes. So the culprit was the one of those not present. Chiemi, Takumi, Yasunaga, and Rikako. And Chiemi is the one I know who had a knife. 5 in the hall. Masato, Kaori, Meiko, Haru, and Tai simply could not be responsible. So someone killed the two, changed into some clean clothing, came back to pretend to keep searching. That's impossible. Did you see each other while searching? No, we split to cover more ground. Let's return to the hall. We then went to the hall. Kyo kept watch and confirmed that no one besides the victims and the search party had left the building. That limited the potential murders to the search party and I. I asserted I was still in the room when it all happened. They all believed me for now. Though Takumi continued to suspect that I used some sort of trick to escape and commit the murders. Well, that was fair, considering everyone else was with them, but I knew I wasn't the culprit. That left only one possibility. They died right after they left the hall. The someone removed the weapon, which would be easy if somebody who was supposed to be dead wasn't. Now, the two things that we know from the first night was we had Mamiya's bag to identify her as as one of the victims, because we heard a woman scream and her bag was left behind. And there was a body right next to the bag. Can't identify it, so if she's still alive, that's a potential person. Hashimoto is a mountain of a man, and we found a mountain of a body inside the van. That's assuming either of those two are alive. Chiemi, we now have, is a knife. That's all I know so far. And you're still the only one who could have done it. I'm telling you, I heard him in his room. I'll say as much as I have to. I'm innocent. And since I am, something else had to be responsible for their deaths. So you're avoiding using the word murder. You noticed. I am. As it stands, this could be suicide, death by illness, or poison, followed by desecration of the corpses and removal of the weapon. How would doing something like that benefit us? If you ask me, things become much simpler if we assume you and Serizawa are partners in crime, don't you think? I don't know, but doing that wouldn't benefit me either. Huh, really? Tell me, is there any proof you didn't know each other before this? Huh? We didn't, obviously, but what does that have to do with anything? People here believe in eerie legend. You could have come here to take advantage of that and pretend to be monsters and murder them for your enjoyment. That would be a great twist. Please stop, there's some lines you shouldn't cross. Stop this, all of you. Tai walked out of the hall. I could see Haru, Makishima, Meiko, and Kaori behind her. Made a total of 10 survivors, 9 if you exclude me, who hadn't participated in the forest. Whoever killed Chikamochi and the Elder, they went against the laws. Shinai-sama will subject them to the corruption. She put her hands together in prayer and faced the peak of Mount Shinai at the opposite of Saranaga. Strangely enough, that was enough for everyone to fall silent. Rikako joined in and Meiko copied her. This was the settlement's way of solving things. They gave up on discourse and just left it all in the hands of the higher power. Bachan, what do we do now? One has already spilt blood for the day. Thank you for following, Lana. I'll be basically playing this game every other stream. But yeah, you have fun. I'm about to wrap this up anyways. I can only do this for so many hours before my throat gives out. So, probably the next breaking point to this. Alright, you have a good night as well. One has already spilled blood for the day. The Elder has died. Let's end the feast for the day and clean up. I mean, he didn't hang the way that they wanted him to. But and we still haven't identified if he was a wolf or not. Alright, Yasunaga, help out. I can. You just sit still. Situation was only getting worse. Alright. Well, that's actually a good breaking point for now. It's going to be nighttime, and we're fine with this right now. Alright. I'm going to be I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow. All depends on my voice, how work goes. If I do stream, it's going to be more Baldur's Gate 3. Gonna finish the well that we're in, kill the ogres, and then move on to the goblin encampment. And then we'll hopefully finish the druid quest. And that'll be it for that. But we're gonna stop here. I'd like to thank you all for coming. And let's see who I could... I like keeping a variety. Plus, if I narrate this the whole time, I'm going to lose my voice. You should know how much reading there is to do in this. And 3 hours is more than enough to really hurt my voice. We need to see when we could get together for tabletop gaming anyways. Because they finally up in Virginia got the hang of tabletop simulator. And I did buy the DLC for Cosmic Encounter. It takes a little setup, but they do have a set table for Cosmic Encounter on there. Plus, Shadowrun, both Sprawl Ops and Crossfire. So we can get an actual game of Crossfire going and actually keep our progression reliably. Alright. So I'm going to send us all to somebody. Who should I send us off to right now? Let's see what Spoonie's doing. Haven't visited her in a while. Normally plays JRPGs, but looks like she's just chatting for now, so let's go say hi to her. So until next time, it's Faramir signing out. Good night.